Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all fandoms, welcome to the Ferret and Raccoon podcast, episode 11. Raccoon.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
Stressed.
Stressed?
Yes.
What are you stressed from lately?
Moving house.
Ah, so you've moved again then?
Yes, so I was only in this house for about 9 months, but it was pretty damn shorty, so I had to move.
Damn, it's always tough having to move. It can get really stressful.
Even more so because of the current predicament we were in.
Yeah.
It made other complications, but other than that, it was okay. I mean, I have a smaller room now, so that's a minor setback.
Yeah.
And the lack of internet has basically put a massive strain on both work and leisure, so...
I can't even imagine living like a week without internet, to be honest.
I mean, I managed it. It's fine. It's just, I had work to do. I mean, unfortunately, everyone's on the internet now. And I mean,
yeah.
When I've got people, people could have offered me jobs or whatever, or said, you want to do this or that, or meet up and all that. And it's just like, just couldn't be able to respond. That's why most people texted me like you did.
Yeah.
But,
See, well, I'm actually happy. I managed to have fun this weekend.
Good for you.
I went to the London MCM Comic Con, and I only went the one day, unfortunately. I kind of wish I went more days, which is probably the best experience I've had.
That's cool. That's good to hear.
Which I was very surprised. I managed to buy stuff I liked. I managed to take photos of cosplays that I really enjoyed, and just in general relax. It was very soothing.
Yeah, I'm a bit upset that I didn't go, mainly because I was busy unpacking. But why don't you rap about like some of the things you saw, or some of the cosplays you saw, real quick?
Well, some of my favorite cosplays, because she is my like waifu, despite not being an anime character, is any Harley Quinn. There were some really amazing ones.
All Harley Quinns, basically.
Basically all of them, but there were some that were great.
If there's any that are listening, then you know where to find Ace.
Call me up
on this number.
But yeah, it was a lot of them have really big hammers, which they let me carry like hammers, see what it's like. It all talked about the costumes.
It is a staple
exactly
of Harley Quinn, I guess.
No, some of these were like ridiculous, like double the height of them.
I've seen some of them, yeah.
It gets crazy. And then I saw a lot of Gravity Falls ones, which I think
yeah,
you'll
be
really
talking about Gravity Falls later on in the podcast, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good to see. There's always seems to be Gravity Fall people there, which is always good. And other fandoms. I mean, what did you say would dominate it just in general interest as cosplay?
What this time?
Yeah, just the day you went.
To be honest, I can't really think of anything that purely dominate. I mean, if only I think probably Joker and Harley Quinn. They were there was a whole giant crowd of them just walking through the center at one point.
Maybe it's people trying to keep the true Joker and Harley Quinn. I mean. Margaret Robbie?
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Margaret Robbie's Harley Quinn looks fine, but I think the Jared Leto Joker, which we'll get into in this later on, doesn't look so swell. So maybe this is just people going, "Hey, let's actually keep the good stuff alive."
Yeah, I did
That's
actually see someone doing Jared Leto's Joker. The thing is, he decided not to...
Did he get booed off stage?
No, he just didn't put the tattoos and said, "Yeah, now it looks good."
Exactly. Exactly. I have no problem with if they want to go with that Joker, but it's just like.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's weak. It's a bit of a shame, but yeah, shame I didn't get to go, but I definitely going in October. I got all the cosplays and that, planned in my head.
Yeah, it's something I want to do. I haven't cosplayed since I was 19, I think.
This is years ago.
Yeah.
Like 20 years ago.
I know. I'm getting old.
You're reaching 50.
Oh, so long.
Yeah, but that's just how things have been. I mean, it's been very busy for us. We've had like one of the projects for our like respected courses being handed in, and I've moved house and all this and all that, and it's just so podcast is pretty jam packed, much like the last 2 weeks of our personal lives.
Yeah, it ends up being very busy all throughout.
It does. So. I'm going to move on to our first topic, and that is is it ARK or would it be ARK? Survival Evolved.
I'm presuming it's ARK.
Okay, so it's the trailer that was recently released by I forget what studio, but they essentially released some kind of MOBA open world-esque game where it's basically you on an island with a bunch of dinosaurs and you just live out your day, I would imagine.
Yeah. And
I think the trailer got people somewhat excited. Would you say?
Yeah, I actually thought it was quite interesting. for one thing, you don't see dinosaurs in too many things anyway.
No, that's something that was going to be like a mini discussion. Is like, do you think there's a gap in dinosaur games?
Yes, I really do.
Do you think there should be more?
Yeah, there needs to be more dinosaurs.
Well, we don't have too many, and I mean, even those ones aren't, terribly famous. I guess Dino Crisis would be the biggest or the more popular one.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to be crying over the Jurassic World or Park game.
No. And I remember there was one a few years back, which I think it was an indie thing, and it had like Nazi velociraptors with miniguns.
Sounds like a joke.
Oh, like it was a real game. But yeah, that's the last time I can remember a dinosaur game.
Huh. I find that hard to believe, but this game could take off. I mean, it is a MOBA and it is a PC, game, so I'm sure the fanboys are going to attack it in every kind of way, saying it was a master race or whatever.
Yeah.
But this game looks interesting. I mean, I guess it's fun because there is a real gap in dinosaur games. I think the last good thing that ever came with dinosaurs and gamings would be Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Oh yeah, I actually almost forgot about that.
They were technically dinosaurs, I believe.
Yeah, kind of like dragon dinosaurs.
And I think the inevitable is going to happen when they finally do the Far Cry, I guess 5, where it is a world set on dinosaurs on Dinosaur Island.
I think that'd be brilliant.
They've been teasing that for way too long, and they're going to have to do it at some point.
Yeah, they have to.
Speaking of things that have to happen at some point, the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is the next in a interesting wave of Kickstarters to come out of essentially nowhere in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
Coming from one of the main, I guess he's the producer or creator.
Oh yeah, I think he is.
Of the Castlevania series. And he's basically come up with a brand new game which is taking a 2.5D platforming approach to the Castlevania, essentially taking it back to roots.
Yeah.
And the Kickstarter went up, and within hours, once again, it was backed. It had a pledge, a bigger pledge than Ukulele of about 500,000, and it hit it within a couple hours, and it's currently at 2,679,923. Yeah, and it's doing well. So that game is definitely happening.
Yeah, I'm happy. Koji Igarashi is finally doing another Castlevania style game.
Yes, I mean, as much as I think people do enjoy the current Castlevanias, was it Lords of Shadows?
Yeah.
They were alright, but they weren't really Castlevania, in my opinion.
They were God of War style, which
I'm
not too fond of. I prefer the 2.5D kind of searching around, like everyone always says, the Castlevania Metroid kind of thing.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
I'm glad you actually used the right term for it.
Yeah, instead of saying Metroidvania.
Yes, because you're not a pagan.
Exactly.
But yeah, so the game looks pretty cool. I like the story. It's kind of got this idea of dealing with alchemy and magic, and being used for the goods and being used for purposes of good, and then obviously being exploited later on.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that this Kickstarter came through, and it does play an important part in the main discussion point of our podcast, which we'll get used to, along with another topic that is coming up.
Yeah.
In the podcast very soon. But I think we kind of got to talk about something a little bit more inevitable, I guess, which is the Fallout 4.
The game that everyone thinks
won't happen for some reason, which is like, come off it.
I mean, come on, it goes in this. It's Elder Scrolls Fallout, Elder Scrolls Fallout. So you've had Oblivion, you'd have 3, then you've got Skyrim, 4's coming.
So I think, so information surfaced that the Fallout 4 is to be announced at Bethesda's E3 conference because obviously...
Exactly. I mean, first time they're doing an E3 conference in... Have they done them before, or has it just been a massive gap?
I don't really care.
Yeah. So, obviously, they're going to have to announce this.
Yes, and supposedly it may be announced with a playable demo released the same day.
That would be
beautiful. Which could be interesting, which will have people probably wetting themselves over. And more interesting enough, more conference if you needed more, that Fallout 4 is happening, is the fact that the cinematic trailer, which opens up almost every Fallout game, I believe.
Yeah.
At least from 3, if I can remember correctly.
Oh, no, it did. It's from the first one.
Okay, good. Guillermo del Toro's animation studio is going to be making it.
Oh,
as
wow.
It's been listed under one of the... I think one of the animators there has put a job listing there pretty much confirming that Fallout 4 is happening.
Yeah. So
would you have guessed Ace?
No,
I thought that game was dead. I thought it was deader than Beyond Good and Evil 2 and The Last Guardian.
Exactly.
I thought it wasn't. I thought it was in that pile of games that would just never come out. But I mean, it's a miracle. I mean, I'm surprised it beat Half-Life.
Exactly.
3. I'm genuinely surprised. I thought it was going to be alongside those games, but
it was never going to appear.
Surprises can happen.
Exactly.
They really can. I'm just bewildered to an extent. But yep, which is always good. Do you want to take the next story then?
Oh yeah, the sorry. A recent game came out, which, you know, no one really cared about. It was one of those obscure indie games.
See, you're joking, but I still think it is a very obscure game.
That was kind of it. It was that mixture of sarcasm, irony, and bitter truth. Being The Witcher 3.
Yes.
Which, it actually came out early, didn't it?
Unfortunately, technically, yes. It came out in certain countries a little too early, and they got to play it, to which I believe the developers were like, don't play the game.
Yeah.
Report anyone who is playing it. They're not supposed to be. They didn't do a whole bullshit where it was like, we will fucking kill you. But
yeah.
They were pretty much just like, oh, I see people got the game early. Alright, just don't upload anything. Don't stream it.
Yeah.
Just being nice about it to an extent. You know, don't mess around. We won't mess around with you.
Yeah.
Essentially. And then eventually, I mean, this just comes with a positive news because, I mean, they've made a fairly good game and impressed people, and they managed to hit a million pre-orders.
Exactly. And that's one of the signs of sometimes pre-orders can be good.
Yes, from a marketing and financial standpoint for any publisher or developers, shareholders, to immediately tell them that, oh, we've already got 1 million pre-orders, basically saying we've got 100, in the bank secured, exactly, is definitely really good and very promising. It definitely goes to show that they have a big audience. Something. I think the only game that will probably really get something like this is maybe be like the Call of Duty, the Assassin's Creed, because I know stupid people love those games.
Yeah.
But it's it is good because it's a smaller game.
Yeah.
Which is good. And it's always good to hear that people are actually taking note of a smaller game which could be a good game, which I believe for the most part people have been really enjoying this game other than the people worrying about the graphical differences on the PC and the PS4. I love how Xbox never comes into this.
Oh, I know.
It's always PC and PS4 for some reason.
It seems to be that thing of it's just kind of forgotten now. Which, it's actually kind of a shame in a way, but they dug the hole for themselves.
They can still dig themselves back up, though.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Gotta hope for that.
Speaking of things that could dig themselves out of the grave, the Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I guess, event.
Yeah.
I'm it's still baffling why Ubisoft felt the need to make a big deal about the... well, actually, it's not really, because we already know what happened to Unity.
Yeah. The problem is, this was being advertised and for absolute ages. It was being said it was Assassin's Creed Victory. And they just literally changed it when they announced it.
I'm not 100% sure where you got that from. Like, where were you seeing this?
I've been seeing it for ages, forever, and then it just disappeared. Like, it was called Assassin's Creed Victory because it was in the Victorian era. Yeah. And then it got renamed Syndicate, literally for its, like, release trailer.
Okay.
Which has been very confusing.
I imagine it would be very confusing. It is, fairly weird, but I mean, it got confirmed. A bunch of people went nuts over it for some reason.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. It's nothing really interesting to me. Personally, it's just...
Well, a lot of people are getting interested now because it's added Batman's grapple hook. So, yeah, it's changing things.
Really?
Apparently so. That's what everyone's been saying. Or at least anyone who cares to talk too much about it.
Yeah, people won't shut up about it. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing really interesting other than that. I guess a lot of people got what they wanted, saying a set a game in England, which I guess is cool.
I don't know. I still think Pirates is probably better.
You think?
Yeah, I prefer Pirates over the English.
Okay, that's fine then. But I don't really know. It wasn't really anything special. And it's very underwhelming. It's not as if they showed anything new.
No. It really didn't.
It was, here's the next Assassin's Creed demo. But the weird thing is, it's not as if they made a big deal about 3 or 4. It's just this one.
Yeah. It's because Unity just did terribly. That's why they have to try and build it back up. I mean,
but then again, do you really think people who really love the Assassin's Creed series have gone, oh man, Assassin's Creed was really bad. Oh, this new one's looking pretty good though.
No, they're probably just like, yay, more Assassin's Creed, done.
Yep, that's how they always feel about things. I think you should take this next story though.
Yeah. Well, this is one of a musician that I really like, which is Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, it's
and to be honest, he always does pretty goofy shit. He's always like having weird album names, but he's doing something really interesting this time, like something very different. Don't see. And that he wants his new album done on the PS1 color discs.
Yes.
Which I didn't even know you could do that properly. I mean, I'm probably being really stupid there.
Well, you could. I mean, most PS1 and PS2 games, they actually have the game soundtrack in it if you put it into a CD player.
Oh, okay, all right. I actually did not know that. Well,
yeah, that's literally how most people got the games to soundtracks back in those days.
That's genius.
It was like a weird Easter egg on a lot of games.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm actually really excited by this. Most people buy digital stuff now. Obviously, if you did with this, you wouldn't get the same effect.
Well, you just buy it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This would have to be an album you get physical copy. Like, it's too good of an idea to give up.
Yeah.
Even just for the novelty of it.
Yeah, just to see it happen as well.
Exactly.
Because you put the disc in and they kind of they go from black to white or white to black.
Yeah, it's from the heat, isn't it?
Yes, from the heat being in the drive. They heat it up. I mean, this isn't the first time that people have done crazy things like that, but not this is that crazy.
Yeah.
But this is pretty cool. I liked it. Linking into music, something an artist you like, and something that links back into gaming, coming from an almost all gaming podcast.
Yeah, it's just a very interesting subject. It's not something that usually happens.
No, it doesn't usually happen. I mean, speaking of things that don't usually happen, Nintendo has decided to bring back the World Championship. Which is pretty interesting because the last time we had the World Championship was back in the 80s, was it?
I think so. Like,
yes.
It was definitely before, like, anything for us.
Yeah. Definitely back in the 80s. Essentially, the Nintendo World Championship is basically competing within certain games in order to progress to ultimately win some kind of Nintendo prize at the end of it. This one has pretty much come out, and it's going to be, I think it's the run-up to E3.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
And they've already listed the places that they're holding it, and the reason why we're not going to read them out is because they're all in America, so there's no real interest to us. So
we're not competing at all?
No, of course not. Unfortunately, I believe it's going to be within NES Remix or something like that. I 100% cannot remember. But it is interesting to see them bring it back. I mean, there was a pretty funny video where Reggie was talking about how he's going to, leave as Nintendo of America president and pretty much go on and train, and he's got all these references to all the Nintendo consoles.
Nice.
Even with the Virtual Boy just going, this thing is great. It's just like...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, don't know about that, Reggie. But
you still can't fault Reggie, though.
Nah, he's pretty cool. He's a cool dude, though. But I thought it was just interesting to see Nintendo actually doing something a little bit more different. I guess they're possibly trying to win E3 again, just for just a show.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the part of it. It has to be a bit of a show, in a way.
Yeah.
And Nintendo doing this is perfect. It's some sort of competition.
It's just good.
Exactly.
It's always good to have things like that. But yeah, it's But yeah, I can't wait to actually see how it's recorded and evented, and I'm sure the winner will probably be announced around about the time of E3. I think a lot of people have even said, what if this is all leading up to the confirmation of Super Mario Bros. 4?
Oh, wow.
Much like in The Wizard when they had the competition and they showed off Super Mario Bros. 3 for the first time.
I never thought of that. That would be amazing.
That would be pretty cool if they just unveil Super Mario Bros. 4.
What if, like, literally any, like, people from the cast of that, like, come on stage, like, something will be up. Like, if during the competition or something, it just, like, cuts them and say, yeah, the Power Glove.
Oh, God.
So bad.
So bad. Oh, God.
I'm hoping if it doesn't happen now, I'm going to be so sad.
Nintendo's sneaky. They know what people like.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Speaking of something people like, Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
They're getting their movie.
Well, it's coming out soon, yeah.
Yeah. And...
Yes, they're getting their movie coming out pretty much, I believe, later this year. The animation studio has done a pretty fine job, and it is essentially a retelling of the, I guess the first game, or how Ratchet and Clank originally met, and I believe they've just pretty much recently announced the voice cast for the film.
Okay. And so, alright, some of the interesting things is they've got some very, like, big all-star cast names here.
Yeah.
Like, Sylvester Stallone, John Goodman, Rosario Dawson, like, Paul Giamatti. Jeez. Yeah. They're getting some good people on here. Do you want to go through who's playing who?
Yes. So, as you said, Sylvester Stallone is playing Victor.
Yeah.
John Goodman is playing Grimroth. What did you say? Paul Giamatti? Yeah, Paul Giamatti. Chairman Derek, who is going to be the main villain of this film.
Oh, nice.
It's just pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Then you've got Ardman Sherman playing Dr. Nefarious, which is interesting because Dr. Nefarious has nothing to do with the origins of the first game of Ratchet and Clank, which is interesting.
Okay.
Who else we got? Azela. I can't even say most of these people's names. Who else have we missed?
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson as
Alaris.
I'm not 100% sure who that is. Bella Thorne as Corona, who I think I know who that is in the game. Let's go. And then we got a couple rumored ones, which I don't think we're going to bother reading out because don't even know if they're in it. But I know for a fact the ones we've read out are definitely in the film and have been confirmed. The other ones are just rumors. So if you want to look those up, you can feel so inclined to do so. But I am looking forward to this film.
This is also one I'm interested in. I was never a big Ratchet and Clank person. Like,
it's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. It's something I've been meaning to go back to, but maybe watching the film I'll be like, yeah, I'm really going to go out and play some Ratchet and Clank now.
It just brings us one step closer to the next game on PS4.
Yeah,
the next series of Ratchet and Clank games.
Oh,
should be interesting.
That would be.
I believe it. I believe soon as this game, soon as this film is a retelling kind of the first game, and that, or in line with that, it might be a remake, perhaps, or something else. I don't know. I hope it's not just Ratchet and Clank the movie, the game.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so good. But I trust Insomniac.
Yeah, Insomniac do deliver. They're one of the few. Well, actually, most developers deliver. It's the publishers got.
They never deliver anything.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later. Thinking of things that just failed to deliver, we have the fact that a couple months back, I forget which studio, I think it was Universal or Paramount, decided they were going to be doing a Gem on the Holograms film adaptation of the late 80s animated cartoon about a girl who has a pretty much 80s synth rock band, and pretty much that's fairly it, other than her transforming into an alter ego being Gem.
Yeah.
The trailer for that released, which I actually still, at the time before the trailer released, I thought was still a joke, because if you look back, they were originally looking on Facebook to cast people, getting people to sing and all that kind of shit, but clearly anyone who went in that was obviously just not looked at, because they were like, let's get people who we can afford to get and stuff like that. And the trailer released.
See, I didn't even know about the Facebook thing, but watching that trailer, I felt nothing but pain.
Trailer was so nothing.
No, but it hurt me inside. It showed me they have no idea what they're doing.
No, and they've looked at the box set DVD and gone, alright.
Yeah.
And they've read the synopsis at the back and gone,
yeah,
let's make a film out of this. No one's watched an episode of that.
I used to watch this when I was younger. I thought it was fun. The music was fun. This... nothing at all.
Yeah, it is... I mean, there's only more times that we're going to just be disappointed by these adaptations, annoyingly, because they're just going to keep doing it because they're looking for that nostalgia, piss you the fuck off market, basically. Hollywood very much is well aware of what is popular and what is not popular. That's why they keep attacking your favorite franchises from the
80s
and 90s. And I mean, for those kids who are kids of today and they're going, I don't understand what people bitching about this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film and this Transformers film, the perfectly fine film. Watch, motherfuckers. When they attack Adventure Time and they rip the shit out of your cartoons, do not come talk to me about it, because trust me, Cartoon Network's looking at Warner Brothers. They're looking at Paramount and going, what's this about the Adventure Time film? Yeah, we're looking to milk that a bit more. You best pray it ain't for another couple years. Yeah?
I can already tell what it'd be like. Finn is just a normal boy in a high school, and he's in love with the girl, the princess of the school. And then he has a wacky adventure with his blonde dog who doesn't talk or stretch or anything or change. And he's always carrying around a little Game Boy. And that's it. That would be it. That would be your childhood ruined. Now you'll feel our pain.
Well, you can't really feel no pain no more. It's the amount of times I've been cut. It just makes me numb right now, thanks to Hollywood. But the trailer was something to behold, because unlike other things, like let's use the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer.
Yeah.
With that, you could see that this was gonna be just an average as fuck,
Yes.
pretty unfaithful, kind of just boring generic film.
Yeah.
With this trailer, there's nothing. With this trailer, there's no real shred of this is a Drem movie. I could have literally replaced it with John goes down to Radio Shack to get something, and people would have gone, "Oh, I'm looking forward to this film." You could have easily called it that, and people would know. I mean, people would have probably gone, "Reminds me a little bit of Gem," but no one would have thought that. I honestly, it's the only thing that really drives me mad with these cartoon adaptations is when, or adaptations in general, is when they make a film about a product but then don't.
Yes.
They just kind of use the name and just
Yeah.
make some generic like crap.
I think the thing that got me the most is that they didn't even use the theme song during that trailer.
No, they tend not to.
That's what got me. It was like, no, yet again, you don't know what you're doing.
They didn't use the theme song. I mean, Transformers never used the theme song.
Exactly.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they used some of the theme songs. They got the people who sung the rap to, I think, redo it on partly, TRMT Power. They got them to do it. They also had like, I think one of the characters' ringtones is the original like 80s cartoon opening.
Okay. Yeah,
and sometimes that can be fine, but then sometimes it can be extremely pandering.
Yeah.
But I mean, with this trailer, it was just nothing. I mean, it literally ticked every mark of how to make the generic film.
Yes,
Basically,
it did.
there was nothing original in this film.
Yeah.
Other than, I guess, the use of pink, which even then it was fairly lacking. The use of pink. This clearly, if they're trying to do a modern adaptation of Gem, they've failed as well, because it's timeless.
Yeah.
There's no distinct era other than, I guess they're going to be singing Taylor Swift songs, I guess.
And One Direction.
Yeah, One Direction song. What else do little girls like?
Well, I'd say Miley Cyrus, but they don't like her anymore. She's too adult, apparently. Meghan Trainor.
Don't know who that is.
That bass song.
Do you know something about that woman, which I meant to tell you?
Go on.
She is so shallow.
Really?
She's really shallow, yes.
Okay, go on.
Like, literally, I watched an interview with her, and she was basically going on about the fact that, I forgot how famous I was.
Wow.
And saying things like, I came downstairs and my brothers were watching me on TV, and I was like, oh yeah, I did that song. Wow. She's super shallow, and she just fucking laughs at everything people say.
Wow.
Because she thinks she's made it. I mean, yeah, well, she has made it to some extent, but she thinks she's king of the world. She's like, yeah, I know, because I'm famous, yeah. Oh, yeah, my life's really changed now that I'm famous. And it's like, couldn't even be humble about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to stop looking at Taylor Swift.
Yeah. She's only just become that kind of thing.
No, she was popular, but now she's famous.
Yeah.
I mean, she used to sing, but now she just kind of makes, like, hits.
Exactly. That's why she's just become that famous monster kind of thing.
She's not really a monster. Well, she kind of is. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily consider a monster attractive. So.
It depends. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And sometimes monsters can be beautiful.
I don't know. I usually follow the line of you don't stick your dick in crazy. But anyway.
Not something we'll follow.
Moving on to the next topic, we have the fact that Rock Band 4 is actually happening for some reason, mainly due to the fact that the current consoles, being the PS4 and X1, have sold incredibly poorly compared to their predecessors, so they want to sell you some extra junk.
It's clear they're going to get money from the peripherals.
Yes.
And that's it. The music license song, the first list of them, there were 6 songs, wasn't there?
Yeah, 6 songs of just songs I don't really know other than one.
There are several there I know, some I haven't listened to, unfortunately. One of my favourites being Killer's song, Somebody Told Me.
Oh yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, that was a really good song. But then it was like the worst Avenged Sevenfold song, like in the past few years. Fleetwood Mac, which a lot of people wouldn't even listen to nowadays, so using that as a selling point isn't a good idea.
Good thing it's Mumford and Son.
Yeah, Mumford and Son would have sold, but it's not really my...
It's because the unfortunate thing that I think Rock Band has kind of forgotten is, unfortunately, rock is really struggling right now.
Yes.
And I hate me to say that because I do like a bit of rock.
Yeah.
And it is a bit annoying to actually have that be a thing, but I think you have to remember times move on.
Yes.
Unfortunately. And I think not unless they're going to go after the classics, then they could pull through. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure the previous Rock Band and Guitar Hero games have already tackled those classics and they don't really want to rehash it.
Yeah.
They want it, hence why they've called it Rock Band 4. It's the next game. So you got to do the new stuff, the next stuff, the stuff you didn't use. So when you've got nothing but literally the last scrapings of, I guess, what's left of rock, then that's a shame. I mean, you could probably make a much better game if it was Rap Hero, because
Didn't they do that?
No, that was DJ Hero.
No, I thought...
No.
Oh no, they did like Rap Superstar
It's
or
like
something.
Def Jam stuff, but that was just you pretending to rap.
Yeah.
I'm talking like if they actually were to do like another... Let's just say it was Rap Star or Rap Hero. You could actually get some relevant rappers, both good and bad, because rap has made a significant more uprising than rock. I mean, rock and punk and sludge metal unfortunately seem to be becoming more underground stuff, while pop music over techno beats have pretty much become the top of the charts, next to songs where they try and act as if they're doing something new, like the whole woman who sings a song about the bass that clearly was marketed to say, oh look, it's got an old school feel. And there's another song that was playing in the radio that's got like almost a boombastic kind of like feel to it, when it's just got some guy going and it's just kind of like, well, keep trying, fucker.
Yeah, it's a problem we have with music at the moment. It's just not original. And because of that, like, Rock Band, I'm sorry, you're not gonna have that many great songs on there. All the classics are taken, as you said. Like, there was even a Guitar Hero Classics game or 70s game, which that basically took everything. So, yeah, it's gonna have a
That's
very
a shame.
limited...
I mean, it's Activision, isn't it? They need something. So. I mean, I think they're starting to realize that, oh shit, we're only making money off our 2 franchises.
Yeah.
And even those have dipped in quality. Yes, you're still making millions, but you ain't making that many more millions. Yeah. If you made 50 million last year and you're now making 30 million last year, that's not necessarily a profit, guys.
Exactly.
Despite the fact it's shit tons of money. Something Capcom's already learned. Which is always interesting. Moving on to the next stuff, it's slightly more kind of pressing things. I mean, Sega, who seems to be going away the dodo next to like Capcom and someone else who we'll talk about in this podcast. Sega have decided to remove 19 of their games off mobile phones.
Jeez.
A really strange move. I think this just kind of goes back to the whole Sega's weird conspiracy with not really wanting people to know about their older games.
Yeah.
Back when they were taking down YouTube videos of people playing their older stuff from a certain point. Just in case you were wondering, the games that they are going to be removing is Afterburner Climax, Altered Beast, Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe 1, 2, 3, Jet Set Radio, Phantasy Star 2, Space Harrier, Streets of Rage 1 and 2, Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, Super Monkey Ball Adventure, Super Monkey Ball Trippin' and Tilt 1 and 2, Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll, Super Mario Ball Banana Split, and Virtual Fighter 2. These are all the games that they are unfortunately removing for no real reason other than they're fucking stupid.
The interesting thing is that they are removing any trace of Super Monkey Ball. Like, they don't want that to be known at all.
I'm not sure why.
It's one of them, like, I mean, I'm not saying it's one of their most famous, but it's still one of them. People know it. It's
not necessarily one of their pillars.
Yeah.
But a lot of these games, a lot of people would consider these are the things that people remember Sega for.
Yeah, exactly.
Next to, like, Sonic. No Sonic game has, funny enough, been removed.
Yeah, I wonder why.
One thing that seems to definitely be a interesting trend is they've taken quite a few Dreamcast games down.
Yeah. Jet
Set Radio, which only really recently got re-released at digital distribution for the PS3 and 360.
Yeah.
If you want to do that sequel, guys, it's probably not best to remove it from one of the many platforms.
Exactly.
A lot of these games are much older, and I don't think any of these games were going to be getting any sequels anytime soon, except for Super Monkey Ball. I think Streets of Rage is pretty much done.
Yeah.
Afterburner, I don't see them doing another one. Alter Beast, there's no point touching that.
Golden Axe seems to pop up every once in a while, like something new. Like a tiny little thing, nothing special. But, yeah, I can't imagine anything new from that soon.
It's very odd. I honestly don't get it. I don't know. Does Sega just want to die out?
Well, it seems to be a lot of companies doing that, just taking stuff down for absolutely no reason, just disappearing it.
Yes, it links to our next story, being the fact that Konami. Once again, I'm kind of really sick of talking about Konami, but I guess we have to now.
Yeah.
Konami has decided that they're going to be shifting all focus to mobile gaming for some reason.
Yeah.
The general hate towards this was, let's be honest, it wasn't surprising.
No, it's considering the amount of games that have come from Konami that people love,
still to come, could still come.
Yeah, them saying this is like stabbing you in the back.
Yeah, should we read out the quote that they've so proudly wanted to display?
Yeah, definitely.
We saw with these games that even people who buy physical games are motivated to buy extra content, said whoever this is, continued. Yeah. The success of Power Pro especially has motivated us to actively push more of our popular series into mobile than ever before. To which he then continued to say gaming has spread to a number of platforms, but at the end of the day, the platform that is always closest to us is mobile. Mobile is where the future of gaming lies. Hakuwaya added. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name.
Hayakawa.
Interesting. We hope that our overseers games such as the Metal Gear Solid 5 and the
Winning Eleven.
Winning 11.
Yeah.
Winning 11 continues to do well, but we're also thinking about how to push our franchise into mobile there too.
So expect your next Metal Gear game to be mobile.
Now, has this pretty much closed the book on Konami's fuckery of the last couple weeks?
Yeah. They're I think the best thing is what you said. Literally after hearing this, and it's perfect. They're dead to us.
Yes.
We don't care about them anymore.
No.
They're nothing. I don't care about any other Metal Gear games after 5 coming out. I'm not going to care about their mobile shit ever.
No. I mean, so let's kind of grab the pieces and put them on the table, because I think we pretty much have the corners now. I think we're just kind of putting the final pieces in. So it seems that at some point a spat between Konami and Kojima happened.
Yes.
To where he was either fired, an upset between more games and whatever, or just the fact that Konami's last 3 entries from them have not been what they wanted.
Yeah.
Per se. At some point, one of these things pretty much equaled in a upset between them two, going separate ways as soon as Metal Gear Solid 5 is finished. Yeah. We then have the fact that Kojima was being somewhat deleted from anything of recent this year, including the Silent Hills, which was then taken down and added strict enforcements to pretty much have it taken off the PS4. Can't re-download it. They made a big deal it's coming down.
Yeah.
Attacking eBay, saying don't let anyone who has it on there sell it. Pretty much removing his name off the box, and then cancelling obviously the Silent Hill project.
Yes.
Then removing themselves off the stock market exchange rate.
Cancelling their E3.
Cancelling their E3 out of nowhere, and then for them to come out and pretty much say we've moved to mobile gaming.
Yes.
This is fairly interesting to me, because I think what I've just said isn't what's actually happening. I think something's gone incredibly wrong over there, because let's all take a step back for a sec and let's actually think, what does Konami own other than Silent Hill and Metal Gear?
I'm drawing blanks.
Right, I'm sure there are games. Yeah. There are games. But I think when people think of Konami, they're going to think of those 2 games.
Yeah.
Now, who was working on the last 2 current things on those games?
Kojima.
And between that point when something happened, clearly they've pissed each other off and they've gone, I'm not working with you. This may just be my theory, I may be correct or not, and you can disagree with me all you want. I think with this spat, Kojima has left. Obviously, he's going to finish this project, and I think they have realized they have nothing.
Yeah.
They have nothing and have realized, well, we got to start fresh. Get rid of everything, scrap everything, let's start new. How can we get a new audience? How can we get a new market? Oh, I know. We can make mobile gamings to charge more, bringing back our profit. If we keep using microtransactions in all our games, we can do... Oh, wait a minute, I got an even better idea. Let's take some of these franchises we do know, turn them into cheap, crappy mobile gaming, like the Silent Hills and the Metal Gear, and then we can make back more of a profit than we can. Capcom, they don't know what they're doing. They're trying to charge people DLC. No, we need to do it like that. I think that's what's happened.
I'm actually imagining how part of an argument between them went, and part of what I'm thinking is Konami saying, why don't we put some like microtransactions, or maybe we could put some DLC in Metal Gear? And it's like, no. Kojima's just like, no. This is my story, this is my game, is doing this. How about we do it in Silent Hills? No. Alright, why don't we charge for PT? No. That's how I'm seeing it. And then maybe them asking, alright, why don't we make some Metal Gear games on mobile after? And he's just like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm doing these. I want them like this. And they get pissed off at him. And he gets pissed off at them. And they just stop. That's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah, it is... I really don't know what's going on, because my predictions for who was going to go next was Capcom.
Yeah.
But I think because Monster Hunter's done incredibly well, and they're only really relying on their 3 or 4 pillars, being like Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, Resident Evil, I think they're kind of doing alright right now, because Monster Hunter is keeping them afloat, and with the inevitable Street Fighter unfortunately kind of being on the PS4, which is probably going to shoot them in the foot again.
A little bit.
I think they're doing okay. I did not see Konami going out next. I thought it was going to be Capcom, Sega, Konami.
Yeah, because we were both excited for Silent Hills and Metal Gear Solid 5, so we thought, they're going to do fine. And they pretty much destroyed themselves.
I think we'll definitely have to be returning to Konami and all this bullshit, because one person who we don't have the opinion on is Ferret, and Ferret is a massive Metal Gear fan, and he does really like Kojima's work and does know about the Silent Hill franchise, so we definitely need to get him on for the next one. Yeah,
definitely. Ferret needs to have his comeback.
Yes. Speaking of people who won't be, I guess, making comebacks.
Yeah, in The Simpsons. So hold yourselves here. Harry Shearer has left.
Who's Harry Shearer, for anyone who doesn't know?
He does about 22 of the voice cast from The Simpsons, including some of the much loved, like Mr. Burns. Okay, he's done Ned Flanders, Waylon Smithers, Jasper, which that's the old man, by the way. He's brilliant. McBain or Rainier Wolfcastle, if you want to know. Lenny, Julius Hibbert, Principal Skinner, Kent Brockman, Scratchy, Reverend Timothy Lovejoy, God, George Bush Sr., Otto, KBBL's Bill, Hitler.
A couple episodes he's done Hitler.
Kang, Judge Roy Snyder, Eddie of the Police Officers, Dewey Largo, and Sam.
Sam, who is often the guy you find with the green hat just drinking.
And the pink top. Yes. But this is a major part of the Simpsons voice cast.
This is like it's like 15%.
Yeah. It's a significant amount. These characters a lot of them are quite vital to stories, being Mr. Burns, Ned, and Skinner, and Lenny. They're very big in this, and Smithers. Yes,
and I think with a lot of people, when they initially heard this, the fact that he left, mainly over, I believe... it
was a contract dispute.
He's left and he's gone, and I know, was it James L. Brooks, who's in charge of the show right now, he's wished him the best of luck and all that. I mean, and the fact that The Simpsons have been signed off for 2 more seasons, I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest.
No, I've got no clue, because this is too many people. Like, characters from this voice actor, they're going to have to either A, get impersonators, or just have none of these characters. which
will be extremely distracting because a lot of these characters play a pivotal point in The Simpsons. Mr. Burns fucking owns the town. Ned Flanders is the Simpsons' next door neighbor. Julius Hebers is their doctor. Principal Skinner is, you can't do anything with him anymore.
You won't be able to go to Homer's workplace. You won't be able to have his neighbors. You won't be able to have the Simpson family hospital, like doctors.
Yeah.
You won't be able to go have the kids at school without Skinner. You won't be able to have Homer with his friends because Lenny.
News.
Can't have the news. You can't go to church. It's some very vital characters.
It's weird. I mean, even just going to the school is going to be tricky because unfortunately the voice actress for Mrs. Krabappel passed away. So you can't do any play off that anymore.
Yeah.
It's a real shame, and I think a lot of people probably would just rather have The Simpsons end because I think a lot of people are looking back towards the better times of The Simpsons, and they kind of just want it to end so that we can kind of say, hey, wasn't The Simpsons a great show?
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of the best shows. I still would stand by and say it's one of the best shows ever made, but I can't really say that as much because, if you've got the bad outweighing the good,
exactly,
it's fairly hard to say that. And it is very sad. I mean, unfortunately, we've had a lot of Simpsons news come out of this year, being the cancellation of the DVDs for some absurd reason. We had the riots in that country about the time slot being moved. Yeah. And I mean, just a couple of years ago, we had the whole thing where Fox asked the main cast to take a pay cut. It was by about $1 million because they make about like 5 or 6 million an episode or something like that, which is understandable because I mean, money is still money being taken from your check.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the fact that Simpson Fox seems to be so reliant on Simpsons profit, but then to immediately go, we want to take some profit off that so we can just keep it for ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit weird when it's just like, how fucking long we've been doing this for you. But
I can't see them like going on properly.
Like, they will continue the series, but it's going to be. I mean, I think I used this metaphor already with you. I mean, if the Simpsons is already a zombie, then the fucking flesh is really starting to fall off now.
Yes.
It's just a corpse dragging itself now. I mean, it could walk and it still was functional, but now I think the arm's falling off now.
Well, it's something that I've been saying for years from now, for the last few years, is that it should have stopped a long time ago and then skipped forward to Bart and Lisa as young adults. You could introduce new characters, you could have new environments, you could get new voice actors. And that way you wouldn't be keeping it stale. It would be refreshing and different.
Wouldn't it be better just to have another cartoon though?
It could, but people like their nostalgia, and this is a way of keeping that while also making it new.
But then Fox will cancel it because it's not The Simpsons.
Yeah.
They will go, it's not making noise for The Simpsons, cancel it, like they do with every fucking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you motherfuckers think Family Guy can fill that gap, it won't.
No.
The only thing that even is close to filling the gap of Simpsons is Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Bob's Burgers is the closest. It's got that family dynamic and funny and interesting characters.
Way funnier.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
It is a shame that Simpsons is going out like this. But when it's gone for good, it will be a good thing that it's gone.
Fox just doesn't want to have to put in effort.
Yeah. See, it's like what I said to you. It's like lyrics from a song that I've been listening to. It's like, if I have to try, then I have to try for my entire life. And that's exactly how
Fox in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's how Fox are thinking.
I have to do work.
Got to continue doing this now that we don't have to rely on Simpsons.
It's a real shame.
It is.
It's a bit of a shame. I mean, kind of harkening back to the whole Konami thing, I think it's a bit upsetting that we have the cancellation of Silent Hills.
Yeah.
PT and Guillermo del Toro has basically spoken how he's a bit upset about it, which is a shame. I mean, there is a fairly lengthy little discussion he had with some people about it, and it's some of the things that they said were pretty interesting, like the fact that they worked really closely, they had ideas they didn't want to spoil. The fact that he would obviously go back on this project, which is obviously good to know. I highly recommend looking up the article, especially if you want to know more about what unfortunately could have been. I mean, do we think that Silent Hills will ever return?
The problem is, if it is to return, I wish it would return soon. Because if too much time passes, it's not going to be the same mindset as when they were doing it.
And that's what killed off Atlas.
Exactly. If it returns, it should be soon. Otherwise, just leave it and let it disappear, which is a big shame to say, because from what we saw, it looked good.
I mean, something existed of it. I mean, not a lot of things can say that. I mean, at least it wasn't just, oh, has anyone got that rare footage of Silent Hills that's been going around? You know, it's not like that. I mean, at least it isn't people rebuilding a game from just screenshots or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
At least we have something and still do. I mean, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised come later this year someone's going around saying, hey, I got PT on a disc.
Yeah, exactly.
Just fucking handing them out, and filming it, sending it to Konami going, fuck you. You want Silent Hill PT? Here's it on disc. Yeah. Here's it on disc. Someone at Konami knows what's up, and they will do something about this. When they leave, they will literally go, fuck you. Yeah. Everyone else here's PT on disc.
I'm pretty sure people are already trying to torrent it, so
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
If someone can get this on a disc, you let me know, and I'll let everyone else know.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even joking. I don't care. You may say piracy is wrong, but what you did, Konami, was even worse.
Yeah,
you robbing people of anything.
Exactly.
Which is a real shame. I mean, the only reason we bring up Guillermo del Toro is because the trailer for Crimson Peak has finally come out. The most anticipated film at the end of the year. Not Star Wars, bitch-ass 7, fucking Crimson Peak. Let's actually celebrate an original idea for once, guys. Trailer came up.
Yeah. So, one thing I'm going to say this. I've not really watched many Del Toro films. I think, funny enough, I've probably watched 1 or 2. And one of those being, was it Hellboy or Hellboy 2? Or did he do both?
He did only the second one.
Second one, yeah, which was Hellboy 2. And that's the thing, I've only seen that, really, from Del Toro. I need to watch others.
So you've not seen Pan's Labyrinth?
No, I haven't. Exactly. It's one of those things that I have been missing out on.
You need to get on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I haven't got much experience with Del Toro, so with the trailer, it's something that it's definitely. I'm gonna hear your opinion on this because that's gonna be the interesting thing for me.
I think the trailer is being very coy about things. It's not really saying what's going on, but I think it's giving enough. Yeah. It's being a trailer. Yeah. It's kind of making you go, are we alluding to this? Are we alluding to that? And just kind of looking up some of the interviews of what Guillermo del Toro is saying, which I'm not going to spoil because I would rather people look up the interviews if they want to or watch the trailer if they want to. But it looks pretty interesting. It's definitely him. I think he's described this as his scariest film. Okay. And from the looks of it, it looked like it could be the scariest film. Yeah. Not the most horrible looking or like, because Pan's Labyrinth has some pretty horrible looking things in it, but it definitely looks like it could be scary. It seems to be dealing with ghosts. Yeah. And Guillermo del Toro is a massive fan of monsters and practical effects, and you can definitely see parts of that. I mean, there may be special effects within the scene, but it's used very sparingly. Yes. You can always tell that, that was an actor, and now they look like this or that. Yeah. And I mean, the idea of what I have is kind of creeping me out, because there is a line in the trailer where they say the house is alive. Yeah. And just that makes me go, wait a minute. What if the house actually is alive? Exactly. That would be in more ways than one, in both a mental way and a physical way. Yes. Red is very prominent in this trailer. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm let your imagination wander. I think that's like part of the title, like one of the reasonings. I'm really looking forward to this film. It's one of the I think it's going to be one of the better films this year. I mean, I'm not doubting that Star Wars is going to be a undeniable success, but I think this is probably going to be the more interesting film. I'm personally more interested, and people can shoot me down or whatever, but you know what? I'll follow hype when I need to follow hype. Speaking about something that gets way too much hype, Gears of War. Yeah, 4 games that are average at best. Yes. Most likely getting a re-release, which will probably be shown off at E3, I'm sure of it. Most likely, this is all speculation, there's no fact here, but most likely going to be shown off at E3, the fact that they're going to be re-releasing either the first or I doubt they'll be releasing Judgment. Yeah. But the first 3 games are on Xbox, because who loves re-releases of games that aren't 10 years old? Xbox. Clearly. Yeah. I mean,
You probably get the idea that we don't really like Xbox, and it's not because it's Xbox, it's because some of the content on there.
It's some of the bullshit. I mean, there is a lot of bullshit with Sony as well, but you have to remember, some of that bullshit, unfortunately, doesn't keep making headline news.
Exactly.
Sony, if you want the real stuff, Sony is obviously killing the Xbox right now.
Yes.
But they're really lacking fucking games.
Yeah.
General. Microsoft is the same, but they're really lacking just finding these games or advertising for these games. Sony's doing a great job advertising. Microsoft is not.
Yeah.
Microsoft seems to at least support some of these bigger brand games, while Sony seems to be bigging up the more indie games, while Microsoft is not.
Yeah, it's Microsoft are just relying on their like most famous being Halo and obviously Gears of War.
Gears of War, but yet they own Microsoft. They've done nothing. Not Microsoft. Microsoft own Minecraft. Done nothing with that. They own Rare. Done nothing with that.
Yeah.
Other than make some kind of weird Banjo-Kazooie game, awful remake of Perfect Dark.
And the Connect Sports thing.
And they just had most of the team work on Connect Sports. It's like, why would you do that?
Exactly. When you got such talented individuals, you make them.
That's like making Picasso work in a soup factory. It's like, are you fucking high?
To be honest,
it's like waste of talent.
It's possible. I mean, they get a lot of money from Halo. I'm sure they get a bit high from that.
I don't know. I mean, if you care about Gears of War, then cool. But I honestly wouldn't recommend. This shouldn't be for you. If you already like Gears of War, you should already own the first 3 or 4 games.
You already have your Xbox 360 with your games.
And a little up-res is nothing special. If it's a completely done from scratch game, sure. That's something to be interested in. That's fine. But
and if you're a like new person who's just got an Xbox One and you're like, I've never played Gears of War before,
then play something else.
Yeah, it's average.
It's nothing special. I played the third game, so I can kind of chat about them. It's nothing special. It's really boring.
I played the first and second with my friend, like not all the way through because we didn't really enjoy it. It was just kind of okay. I mean, I think the trailer for it was more interesting than the game.
Oh, they used that awful cover of Mad World.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. But it is a shame. I mean, funny enough, even Capcom was saying how they want to do some more HD re-releases, or I guess it'll be re-released because they ain't remastering nothing.
It seems to be a trend for people not doing anything with their games. They just remaster stuff.
Yes, and I think it's extra sad that it's Capcom.
Yeah.
Because Capcom, next to Nintendo, sits on such a massive wealth of characters and character design and games and franchises.
They've got plenty of inventive creators within their industry and plenty of characters that they haven't done anything with.
Yeah, if they can fill a book on all their characters, I mean, not a lot of companies can. Nintendo can.
Yeah.
Sega can.
Capcom can.
Capcom definitely can.
Exactly.
Capcom could do. Capcom's already done it. They did the 30-year anniversary book, which I'm still trying to find. They can do it. I mean, Microsoft really can't.
Yeah.
If Microsoft would do it, it'd be a pamphlet.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and you'd have Master Chief there, and then are they called Phoenix?
I don't know. One of them's called Phoenix. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be the Gears of War. Then you have the car from Forza.
Oh yeah. I forgot about Forza.
I think they technically shouldn't put the Rare games there because I don't think they're allowed to.
No.
No, you'd only have to put Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts. You have to put in bracket Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to put...
Have the fat Banjo-Kazooie.
And then you'd have to put, Conker, bracket Project Spark.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Just put a picture of Rare and say, we bought this.
Yeah.
Next. And then, obviously, the Kinect.
Yeah, the Kinect is their biggest character.
Biggest character.
It's so funny.
It caused so much controversy.
Exactly.
They couldn't do it. I once made a bet with a friend when the Sony Smash ripoff was coming out, and I said, only Sony could do a Smash type fighting game of their characters. And we just like, no, Microsoft could. Yeah. And I was like, okay, name me 5. To which he did name me 5, and I was leaning, and I said, okay, you can have the characters from Rare.
Yeah.
But I was like, you can only have a few. You can only have the ones that were on Xbox.
Yeah.
To which he was like, oh, damn. So we only had 7. And to which I said, if Microsoft comes out with a fighting game with all their franchises in it, I will buy and play every single Halo game with you. I am that confident that they cannot do it.
Nice.
I mean, it's a shame. But moving back onto Capcom, someone who could do a fighting game and have them fighting games on their characters.
And they've got plenty of fighting games with characters they haven't used in a while.
Yes. Such as Clock Tower.
Darkstalkers.
Yeah, they don't want to bring Darkstalkers back. They think that's dead, unfortunately.
Rival schools.
Rival schools, great. Darkstalkers versus rival schools, that would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, just giving out ideas.
To be honest, that'd be brilliant. Like,
That'd be really
take
cool.
that, please.
Yeah, I don't mind. You can just put me as like
Special
consultant.
guest.
Yeah,
Raccoon and
guest.
Ace.
I will voice Morgan.
Okay. I'll take over Felicia.
Actually, no, let's switch.
No. I'm being a British cat.
Oh damn.
Exactly.
Alright, but yeah, Capcom wants to do more HD remasters, which is, I mean, interesting, mainly because I guess this is coming off the success of Resident Evil Remake.
Yes.
And the what is it? Devil May Cry.
Yes.
4 re-release,
yeah.
and I believe it's the complete edition of DMC 5.
Yeah.
Which I guess because that's shown such popularity, I think Capcom's kind of go, "Whoa, people love our fucking games."
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe
people love the games that came before Monster Hunter.
just throw them all out. Like, I mean, I'd be interested in obviously the classic Resident Evils, like Resident Evil 2 and 3. I'd be very interested in those being
I think
remade.
they've been released too many times. I think.
But 3 hasn't.
Yes, it's been on the GameCube. It's on the GameCube and the 64.
Yeah, that's not too many in comparison to some of these other remasters. I'd say
Well, you have to remember, remaster is on the GameCube, PC, PS3, and PS4, and all those others.
Exactly, that's the first one though.
Well, not the first one. They won't touch the first one
Yeah.
because that game's crap and boring. Says the 7-year-old kid who's only ever played a Xbox.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a wealth of possibilities. I mean, do you really think that if they were to do, I mean, the unfortunate thing, I know someone said this was, the unfortunate thing is they've obviously looked at the success of Resident Evil Remake and gone, people seem to like these older games, but they've not realized that people like older Resident Evil.
Yes.
They've still gone, we know what's best for Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. We got the next action explosion fest being what 7 will be.
You know what I'm waiting for them to announce? And I think it will happen.
What's that?
Resident Evil 4 remake. I think that's going to happen.
I don't think so.
I honestly do.
No, the 4th one is aged well graphically.
But people love it so much, they're thinking, wait, people like Resident Evil 4 a lot. And the graphics are good on that, so it won't take too long to remaster
But
it.
they've already re-released it though.
Did they?
Yes, they re-released it on the PS3 and 360.
I didn't
As
even
well as
know
Code
about
Veronica.
that.
Yeah, it's already been re-released.
How
They just did a HD upgrade.
What?
Yeah, that's happened. Look it up. It's happened.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, this happened.
Well, probably because I don't care about Resident Evil 4, but still.
Yeah. It happened. Think of things that are also happening. The DC's Legends of Tomorrow trailer, which...
Yeah, so...
no way. Go on, you rap about this, because you know more about DC.
Yeah, I'm big into the superhero stuff, and DC at the moment are kind of winning with the TV shows. I mean, until Daredevil came out, but DC started with the Arrow TV show, which is kind of down to earth in a bit, but it wasn't completely like serious. It had silly moments, and that was very popular with people. People loved it. I unfortunately haven't watched it. Then through that, they came across the Flash as a character, which apparently no one even knows exists. I mean, DC movies don't seem to.
Oh yeah, there's that hilarious scene. Oh no, okay, it's about Flash.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
But
that's the wrong thing.
Yeah, they've got the Flash TV show, which people really love as well. Like, they've been enjoying both of these shows.
I heard it's pretty good, but I have no real interest in watching it.
Yeah, it's 2 that I've got on my list for when I've got nothing to do at all.
Which is going to be around about the time when E3 comes out.
Yeah, basically. So those shows have been doing great, and obviously the people writing the shows are like, wait, people like these a lot. We can do another thing. And this is where DC's Legends of Tomorrow comes in. We're introducing characters that have appeared in the show throughout, few new ones like Rip Hunter and Vandal Savage. And it's basically, it's kind of like, if anyone knows the Legion of Superheroes. Kind of like that, but in the modern setting instead of the future. Where it's about people like superheroes that are really well known. It's got to do with time travel. And it didn't really... sorry, that sentence really didn't work there for a second. It kind of babbled.
No,
but
that's fine.
yeah, it looks interesting. It's actually looks like it's going to be fun. You got criminals and superheroes in this team,
Which could be a cool dynamic.
Yeah.
I think even one of the characters saying, "Oh, me, a superhero."
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, obviously typical stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer kind of bothered me mainly because I was for something that's DC,
Yeah.
it's incredibly low budget, unfortunately.
It is.
Which is fine because a low budget can produce a good show.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad because it's low budget, but I'm just kind of thinking, come on, bro, if you have money to give them a little bit more, come on.
Yeah.
You could do it. They could do it a little bit, just a little bit tightening of the special effects. Some of them weren't quite on point than others.
Yeah.
And I think the writing just in this trailer could have been a little better, or it could have been cut a little better. But other than that, I give them props for doing something.
Yeah, and there are actually characters in there that people don't really know much about, which is good. They're actually not relying on the bigs.
I'm sure Batman will be in there.
No,
they're gonna recast Batman as someone else, and they're gonna have like 5 Batmans. They're gonna have TV Batman, Arrow Batman, Flash Batman, Heroes of Tomorrow Batman, Justice League Batman, and then standalone Batman.
No, because this is something DC said before. If we have more than one Batman anywhere, people get confused.
Oh yeah, because Batman v Superman is the first time we've ever seen Batman on the cinema.
Exactly.
I'm looking forward to this adaptation. I
know.
It's big. The fact that we're going to see Batman on the big screen.
Yeah. But Legends of Tomorrow, it's something that I am going to be interested in. I will probably end up binge watching Arrow and Flash and hopefully enjoying this.
That's fun.
Yeah, I would recommend it. It actually looks like it's going to be fun. Something you don't see from DC.
I guess. DC has also been fucking up of recently. Mainly because they've decided to pursue the singer Rihanna.
Yes.
On the fact that she is called Robin.
Yeah, she's trying to trademark her first name. I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, I actually had a theory it might be a name of a new album. That's what I thought.
I'm guessing her next album is going to be called Robin. Then I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I was thinking her trying to trademark that, and then DC are like, no, you can't trademark the name Robin. People confuse it with our Robin.
Like, is her name spelling the same as how they've already spelled it?
No, her name is spelled with a Y.
And there's B-I-N in it?
Yeah. So
then there's no issue then, is there?
Exactly.
You can't copyright speech.
Yeah.
You can copyright spellings and names, but you can't copyright speech. Yeah. Because then you're fucking infringing on freedom of speech.
Exactly. But no one's going to confuse your little character Robin with Rihanna. At all. No way. Not even similar spelling.
I mean, you have fiction and non-fiction.
Yes.
Spelling, the fact that they're always different races.
Yeah.
One sings, one's a superhero.
Yeah.
One's a kid, one's a fully grown woman.
Exactly. No one's going to confuse them. There's probably been 2
One has
female
straight
Robins.
hair, one has curly hair.
Yeah.
One dances, one doesn't.
Yeah.
One loves chains and whips, one doesn't.
Are we talking about Robin liking chains and whips, or
talking about Robin? Rihanna Robin.
Okay.
Not DC Robin.
Because there was
Rihanna
a scene in like Batman where something about them staying in the bat bed, so I weren't sure if there was something going on there.
No.
Okay.
I just thought this was pretty damn funny because this is DC just being paranoid again.
It is. They don't want people being confused about stuff.
How can you get confused over that? It's not as if she's called Robin. There is an artist called Robin as well who's spelled exactly like that Rihanna spelling. Yep. You don't see Rihanna attacking her.
Yeah. DC, they don't understand. They really don't.
And it's not as if she's trademarking the word Robin in general. She's trademarking her name.
Yeah.
Because she's most likely going to make it a Twitter handle for when the album comes out.
Exactly.
Hashtag Robin Rihanna.
Yeah.
Oh, the new album's coming out this year.
No one will confuse that hashtag anyway with your Robin hashtag.
Not unless you don't have ears and eyes, then you're not going to confuse it.
Exactly.
Just really stupid. DC is just a hush. If you're really that paranoid that you're going to lose money over this, then you clearly are losing.
Yes.
If you're that paranoid, you're losing. Just a real shame because you've got some really cool characters that you won't utilize.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of like characters they usually don't utilize, Suicide Squad. They came out with some new photos. Like it wasn't press release. They were taken on set by, I presume, random photographers or people on their mobile phones.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah, and these were depicting scenes between Margot Robbie and the Joker.
Yes.
And what it depicted was the Joker backhanding Margot Robbie. Well, obviously Harley Quinn. So
Yes.
a lot of people are presuming that this is going to be a flashback scene because it's actually her as Harleen Quinzel. Not
normal, basically.
Yeah. So it's probably going to be some sort of mistreatment, which is why they're not together nowadays. That's what I'm presuming. And one of the stupider things, which always seems to happen when this Joker is brought up, is he drives this purple flashy sports car. It's a Vader supercar, I think. And the license, like the number plate on the back, is ha ha ha. Subtle, DC.
Did you get it yet? He's the Joker.
I know. I couldn't tell by the green hair that it was supposed to be Joker.
I couldn't tell that DC's name was on it.
Exactly. It's, yet again, DC not understanding and thinking people will get confused unless it's obvious.
As fuck.
Yes.
Which makes no sense when you have actual, costume design coming from the Suicide Squad themselves, so I don't know what's going on.
It literally makes me think whoever's handling Joker is some sort of DC supervisor. It's like, no, you gotta have it big and obvious and in your face. While the person actually trying to make Suicide Squad, it's like...
Yeah, let's make some characters.
Yeah. Let's actually have people here.
Like, despite the fact, Will Smith looks great just as one example. He looks awesome in his outfit. It's not literally him with a speech bubble saying, I kill people with guns, hence I am Deadshot. Yeah. Do you get it?
I mean, imagine if he had, like, tattoos all over him. It's like...
His middle name is Barrel.
You. Yeah. Should have I shoot you, then he'll have, like, a revolver as a tattoo.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
He'll be an American gun nut who loves guns.
Yeah.
And he loves shooting people.
Part cowboy. Part Will Smith.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't put cowboys and Will Smith together again. We're going there.
It's going to be WWW again.
No.
But, I thought this was pretty sad.
Yeah.
Really sad to see something so stupid like this happen again. Which, I guess, I don't really get this. I really don't get DC sometimes. It's really just like, what are you doing? Like, what are you actually, like, doing?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I have no clue what they're doing.
It's a real shame. Same with Domino's.
Oh.
They, I think they know what they're doing, but at the same time, they haven't really necessarily thought this over, or they don't see stupid. Essentially, Domino's, as of, I guess now of this recording, as soon as this podcast goes up, I believe, in America mainly, over Twitter, you'll be able to tweet Domino's and be able to order a pizza.
Yeah, and the thing is, it is like, we're trying to make this more convenient, send like a emoji of a pizza slice, and that's your pizza order. And just the idea of that it's a bit lazy and a bit stupid to me. Like, I could just go on the website or call them and say, pizza, I want this.
Hold on, or you could use sorry, I'm kind of messing up with the podcast. Legs, you could use legs. Yeah.
I forgot I had them, to be honest.
Yeah, you could always use them.
Yeah. Just like walk over to a Domino's, get your pizza, go home,
No, I mean, I know a lot of people don't really like IGN, but I think it's probably best just to look up the video news story of, I forget, is it Brian McCaffrey?
I thought it was Ryan.
Is it Ryan? I forget who his name is. Essentially one of the guys who works at IGN of America basically talking about this topic, and he looks pretty damn fucking pissed.
Yeah, he seems to be in pain talking about this, like, really getting annoyed.
Yeah, definitely watch that video if you, I guess, want to see people who work at IGN annoyed, I guess, but,
it's very entertaining, honestly.
It is fairly entertaining, but I just don't understand this laziness. I mean, I'm not really going to be a part of this shit. I'd much rather go to the store and get a pizza. When I get a pizza, I always walk to the store.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think one of the few times I've, like, probably gone and ordered them is if I'm on the way home. It's like, I'll get there about the same time. Yeah, can I get a pizza to blah, blah, blah. And just arrive home and the pizza man there is like, hey, it's like, good timing.
Cool.
Exactly. But other than that, it's usually, I'll go collect. They're usually good. I mean, they usually give you good deals as well if you collect, so.
Yeah, I mean, but Domino's just wants convenience. It's just once again just moving to a future where we all just fucking die.
Yeah. It's like, we'll be the people from Wall-E. Just sitting in those chairs.
I won't be.
I don't want to, but that's what they're trying to turn us into.
That's what they want, but at the same time, I don't really see anyone benefiting off this because once everyone dies, they don't really have a customer. Once people start dying of how easy it is to order Domino's, that'll be business.
Yeah. We'll hear that at some point. Person continuously orders Domino's pizza, then dies.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure like Domino's will come out saying, "Oh yeah, that just goes to show how good Domino's is.
It's to die for."
Yeah, that'd be a great slogan. Yeah, good luck with that.
And if you use that for your advertising, put me in the special guest, Ace.
Yeah, just put an image of Taylor Swift.
Oh, that can be my new picture. Whenever you think of Ace, just think of Taylor Swift's face.
That's not. Why are you linking yourself with negativity?
I know. I actually don't know. I feel kind of offended and dirty.
Should do. Yeah. So, we have finally a Nintendo themed apartment from Tokyo, which is a shame because I was in Tokyo just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we seem to have found out this just when you got back, to be honest.
Kind of, yeah. So in Tokyo, one guy, I believe he goes by I forgot what his name was, like M or something like that.
Yeah.
He went by the name of, he's essentially designed and created a Super Mario themed apartment, which you can rent for about, I think it's about, in our currency, I believe it's about £50, which is
£50
higher than what it would standardly be to rent in Japan, I believe. But I believe even £55 to rent, I'm guessing if that's like a day or I'm pretty sure no one's going to stay a week.
Yeah.
Longer than a week, so I'm guessing that's like the night. Just fuck around. I mean, you got like, it's all themed. Some of the pictures are pretty damn cool. It's proper like Mario themed and all that. Almost everything is just.
He has the games
Mario.
there as well.
Yes, I believe he has like the NES. He has a Retron 5. That's what he has, and he has other things, which is pretty cool. I would love to actually stay here.
Yeah, same. I want to go to Japan, and I would love to stay here as one of those nights. It'd be great.
Yeah, definitely track it down.
Yeah, and it's a very beautiful looking place. If you're a gamer, it's definitely something you should at least check out. And
do we need more game themed places to rent?
I think so. How brilliant would that be? I mean, some people could go really fast into some Sonic apartment.
How would that work?
I don't know. Have a treadmill in there.
Probably kill themselves.
No, imagine a Sonic apartment, have a treadmill. That makes sense. It'd be for the more athletic gamers.
Yes, but usually gamers aren't usually linked to athleticness. They're usually linked to just being basement dwellers who are fat slobs.
Are you trying to say my bulging muscles aren't real?
No, I'm trying to say mine are real.
No.
No, I'm joking. Speaking of things that could be real in the very distant future, the fact that AIs could outsmart us within less than 100 years, says genius Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, so obviously one of the smartest people alive.
Yes.
If he's warning us about this, should we not take heed?
Well, I think so. I've always had the mentality that the great thing about science fiction films is they always warn about the dangers of, the unexplored, the unknown.
Yeah.
Kind of like, it kind of just goes to the saying is like curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah.
This is how most of these like sci-fi and sci-fi horror films unfortunately end, because people fuck around with things they shouldn't be messing around with. People only really want to make AI or robots for their own personal gain, this being a business, because they want to cut out a human, because I don't have to pay a robot.
Yeah, exactly.
Get rid of them. It's how you basically fuck over people. Basically how you fuck people over.
Yeah.
And the fact that he talks about AI is becoming smarter than us, and obviously because we're teaching them how to do the things that we can do but haven't mastered.
Yeah.
All this stuff. It's essentially very worrying. It's something that we should kind of be concerned about. I mean, it does worry me a little bit because it could be like Terminator in some sense, because I mean, if we've got another story with people in I think Europe teaching robots how to feel angry so they can understand how a person in a call center is angry because they got screwed out of their loan.
Yeah.
It doesn't take so long for a person to be talking to a robot and expressing that anger for that robot to then understand anger to the point of, wow, I'm so angry I can fucking kill someone.
And then it will.
It could, because when people get angry, they do stupid things, and a lot of murders and a lot of stupid killings happen because of anger.
Yeah. a lot of other stuff, it might not even get to the point of murder, but actual attack or assault.
Exactly. And then what happens to the big business who's made a profit off this? Your robot attacked me.
Yeah.
That was only one attack, though. It killed my son. Too bad it's the future.
Yeah.
How far does it go until we're just basically fucked and always have to deal with it?
I mean, there's a lot of AI, like, research going on at the moment. I've heard quite a few stuff at the moment. But one of them, which I found very interesting, was them trying to teach common sense to AI.
But that's really hard because you have to remember most people in this world don't have common sense.
Yeah, Voltaire said it himself. Common sense is not so common.
No, it's not.
Which, trying to teach, like, artificial intelligence this is really weird. Like, how do you teach it that? Do you just, like, no, dying is bad, killing is bad? Like...
No. You have to remember, common sense sometimes, for most humans, is, you could put it down to that little voice in the back of your head saying, don't do that, that's a stupid idea, or whatever.
So just give the AI a tiny AI inside it?
You could, if there is a static way to put that in there, but at the same time, whether that would be human controlled or whether that's going to be the AI, because I would imagine they want the AIs to be independently walking instead of having to rely on humans.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing how they would do common sense is they would most likely have to they'd most likely have to imprint it with a certain set of events or examples. So where it's like, I don't know, present a scenario where there's fire.
Yeah.
And they present the robot with a situation of you can either, don't put your hand in the fire because you will get burnt.
And melt.
Yes. Presenting it with situations where it forces the AI to then think for a sec, assess the situation, and then act on that situation. It's the same with the robot that can solve the Rubik's Cube in a few seconds.
Yeah.
It looks at the Rubik's Cube, assesses the situation, and goes, right, I solved it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they would need to do if they wanted to teach the robot. Thinking, man, I need to write a sci-fi film.
I mean, wouldn't a more sensible idea be building virtual intelligence? Being that...
Digital.
Virtual intelligence, it's basically like artificial intelligence, but it's got safeguards stopping it. That's what that is. Pure artificial intelligence is.
But who's in charge of the safeguard then?
It's kind of safeguarded by itself. It's got locks and controls, so it can't do stuff.
But if what Stephen Hawking is warning us about, they'll be able to do things that we can't.
But
what if it's able to comprehend what we've just designed?
Then we will know that and stop it. That's what the virtual intelligence is.
This is like the millennium all over again, back when they had the scare where they thought every computer Y2K was going to just destroy everything. This is essentially Y2K, but it's happening slower.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be an instant, just everything crashes.
Yeah.
Which is a little sad, but I don't know, it is fairly worrying to have news like this pop up. I mean, I'm very concerned because I don't really want my children to have to worry about the dangers of rogue robots going around and attacking people and killing people. I mean, thank God smart people and intelligent people are making robots, so you have that faith.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking has every right to be worried.
Yes.
It's perfectly fine. But at the same time, just keep everyone who's stupid away from the robots, and I think we should be okay. I would like to see stupidity, not stupid people, stupidity die out in the future. I would love to just have people appreciate things in this world instead of just being fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Which is always great.
Speaking of someone who's not a complete idiot.
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah. Well, he worked for idiots.
Yes.
In a previous life.
Probably why he's changing places.
I guess. Bowser.
Yeah.
Is now the new vice president of Nintendo.
You heard
sales.
It. Yeah, you heard it here.
Bowser, King Koopa himself. No, I'm just playing with
Turtle Shell, fire breathing.
No. Doug Bowser, who was the who previously worked for EA, is now working for Nintendo as the head of sales over there. We thought this was an interesting topic, mainly because the guy has the second name Bowser.
It's like he was born for this moment.
Do you think Nintendo went, oh, you got the job?
I kind of think it is that in a way. Like, the guy came up for an interview, maybe it was like, yeah, I'm Bowser. And it's like, you're Bowser? And it's like, yeah, I've worked at... No, you're hired, man.
Do you think he had like a Princess Peach tie on at the time?
That would be perfect. He would have to get an award for that.
Just come in and like, oh, what would you like to do in your pastime? I hang out with Donkey Kong.
Yeah. That would just be brilliant.
I think this is a pretty cool story, and it's definitely, I don't know if this guy is like, going to be at the forefront of being, I guess the star of Nintendo in the sense like Reggie is, or Iwata, but I'd definitely like to see this guy come out and he's just with this chick dressed in a pink
Yeah.
dress or something weird like that. I
Just
would
like spike his hair up red.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's bald, so he's got that little
Give
bit of
him
a
a
Lex
wig.
Luthor looks. Yeah, this dude, it would be kind of funny if he didn't know about Bowser, and he's like, and people just go, "Hey, King Koopa!" Hey.
He's like, what? But how would he work at Nintendo then?
I know he's the head of sales, so I guess he's just kind of managing advertising and profit and all that. So, but it does kind of fit because a lot of people would consider that role being. And it's not necessarily greedy, but it does deal with money. Money also leads to greed. Bowser is the villain. He always wants something. You could link that. And
He always wants Peach.
Someone needs to get him a little figure of Bowser from Super Mario 3D World in the Wii U when he's in that little car.
That would be brilliant.
Or the Casino Land. I think definitely put that at the back where he works.
Have that as a painting behind him.
Yeah. I love that. I want that. Speaking of Nintendo, the Nintendo World Store, which I believe is, I forget what that is. It's somewhere in New York, I believe.
I think so.
Or is that the Pokemon store?
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, it is New York. I was correct. New York has a lot of like Nintendo eccentric stuff there. But in that store, apparently they are saying that they will have every amiibo to buy there, with Jigglypuff being the exception because that comes out a little later during this offer. This is, I guess, links back to Nintendo's commitment to actually let people give them money and buy the amiibos.
They're giving people what they want because people actually really like these.
It was surprising. It was a surprising hit for Nintendo, and it's made them a good profit. I mean, do you think you'll ever delve into amiibos?
If there's a particular character that I love so much,
that's not in Smash, maybe.
Well, if like they do any of the Pokemon characters, like if they do Misty or Red or something, then I'd probably get one.
Well, you know, there was like a figure trading card, a figure collection thing. I mean, and they had some trainers, but I mean. Do you think we could get that with the Wii U Pokemon game, like amiibo support?
It's possible. If so, then I'll be very interested in it. I mean, not into collecting like separate Pokemon themselves, unless it's Eevee or the Evolutions.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if it's some sort of trainer, or have they done Earthbound for it yet?
Earthbound?
Yeah.
What do you mean Earthbound?
Like Mother, any of the Mother characters.
Only Ness and Lucas.
I might be interested in them.
I think Ness is already out, but I can't remember if he's one of the unpopular ones for some reason.
Oh wow! Seriously.
Let's hope that when they finally do the please Nintendo re-release all the Earthbound / Mother games on the 3DS. Let's hope that they do actually go, hey, here's the bundle with Ness and Lucas and Porky.
Yeah.
And all them. I think that would be a nice 3-pack bundle, much like they're doing with the Splatoon one.
Yeah.
Nintendo is very much aware that people want that game, and they will release it. They're working on it.
They better. It's like, it's hard to get a hold of these games. That's why remastering them and releasing them would be good.
Yeah, it should be good, and I can't wait for Splatoon, which is obviously coming out later this week, which I would highly recommend anyone who has a Wii U go pick up. For the most part, but just ended Nintendo news. I guess I don't know if I'll ever pick up the amiibo stuff. But we'll see what happens. I mean, because I guess more positive stuff to come. Yeah. We've got the fact that Rockstar San Diego's team is going to be hopefully working on the next Red Dead game.
Yeah.
No title really given, and I'm not going to say Redemption because I doubt it's going to be called Redemption 2.
Well, they went from Red Dead Revolver to Red Dead Redemption. So next one is clearly going to be Red Dead Revelations.
I guess. Revelations, the Revenge, back to...
Exactly. To the Electric Boogaloo.
Which would be cool. I mean, this has kind of been inevitable because I know Rockstar has always teased how they want to return to some of the older franchises like the Dead series and Bully, which would be pretty cool.
I would love another Bully game.
Bully game would be pretty good.
Yeah.
But they've said how they're working on, possibly doing more multiplayer stuff, and how they're working on having what they consider dynamic multiplayer, which would be pretty funny. Because if you've ever seen the multiplayer in Red Dead, it's pretty damn funny and stupid.
I've seen some videos of it. I mean, I've never been too big into the Red Dead games.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I tried, but I just couldn't. But some of the videos I've seen are brilliant. Some of the people on multiplayer, they have so ridiculous fun.
Which is fine. I mean, it's always good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to link on probably the next part in the saga of Tidal.
Yeah, we've got
Jay-Z.
Tidal Part 3, which...
Part 3, I think this actually is called The Revenge.
Yes.
I think it technically deserves to be.
This is Jay-Z Tidal Part 3, The Revenge, and... Wow, it seems to get sillier as it goes on, doesn't it?
Kind of, yeah. Essentially what happened was, I guess, during some kind of Tidal exclusive performance... Concert, Jay-Z decided to call out people like Google, YouTube, Apple, and all them lot.
Yeah.
And obviously Spotify basically being, I guess, a sourpuss because his... streaming services are doing so well.
Yeah,
and
Tidal's failing, so he's getting really pissed off with those that are competing with him and have already got success.
Yeah, basically being a spoiled kid about things. It's basically the kid who didn't win. Yeah, I guess. I mean, to be honest, Jay-Z should really look at it this way. He could easily cancel it right now and just say, it didn't work. I still got my millions. We'll just look back at this as something stupid. But his tenacious to keep this alive is what is funny and quite sad at the same time. I mean, I know you've personally been loving this story, and I think it's hilarious. I think if there's ever going to be like a look back podcast, I think this is definitely going to be one, just following this saga. But I think it's been pretty stupid. I mean, the fact that he's gone out there and done like I listened to a bit of rap, I guess, a fairly decent and clever, spit on like rhymes about like these like giants, and then for him to bring up Freddie Gray, Mike Brown, and Trivion is just kind of like, all right, okay, and then to be linking it to racism, I'm presuming against people of a black ethnicity, and then slavery, which I will only agree with the slavery, mainly because a lot of people have become slaves to these big brands to some extent, especially Apple. A lot of people fucking swoon at the thought of the new Apple product lining up in this very slavish, cult-like fashion.
Like a new iPhone gets released, people queue for that and
he didn't go into it as I did, but he had a point there. I will give him that. But to pretty much put this on some kind of spin of and just basically say to people, oh no, is it really like slavery? I better get Tidal. Guilt tripping people into buying your stuff isn't always the best way to get attention. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Was he not like comparing people? It's like you've already got like these expensive stuff from there, and you can buy my stuff too.
Yeah, it did come off like that, and it was a bit silly. I think, really dumb. I mean, like I've said already, he just kind of, if he cancels it and just kind of says, "Oh no, failed," or whatever, that's he
could win some points back.
He could have some creds and just go, "Oh, it's a dumb idea, stupid." But because his just sheer stupidness is just, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really. I don't know. And I know you were telling me about like the whole Frank Ocean exclusive Tidal album thing. If that is true, which it most likely isn't.
I thought I saw something. I wasn't sure if it was a rumor or if it was actual news, so I didn't include this. But it was that Frank Ocean's new album would be released exclusively on Tidal, which would be a completely stupid move, and I hope was a joke.
I think it most likely is a joke. I think people just really want to hear another Frank Ocean album, and he's with Odd Future, so that won't happen. Yes, they've been very much in the wits of the people, basically saying, fuck the hype. Album's out tomorrow. Yeah. So, which is fine. I mean, I haven't really got any problem with that. Oof. Moving on to the last lot of stuff. Something pretty cool to look forward to the end of this year, being the fact that Bill Murray has a Christmas special coming out just for Netflix, being a very Merry Christmas.
Which is being picked up by Netflix, and it should be funny. I mean, Bill Murray always tops himself in every single performance. He just seems to somehow go on. And considers, if you haven't watched the film Scrooge, I recommend it, because I can see it somehow going down like that.
It's got some pretty damn famous lines in it. Yeah. And it's got some it's got a really big star cast. You've got like George Clooney, Paul Shafter, Amy Poehler, Julia White, Dimitri Devant, Michael Caine.
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera.
Chris
Michael
Rock.
Caine. I really want Michael Caine in this.
Oh, Michael Caine would be great. Yeah. David Johansen, Maya Rudolph, Jason Schwartzman, Jenny Lewis, Phoenix
the band.
Yeah. Frederick Moulin, I think it's Moulin. Rashida Jones, and Miley Cyrus, and there will be more.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty cool. Something more to look forward to this Christmas, I guess, is definitely Netflix just trying to kind of, have more stuff, make it more of an event on Netflix, which is, sure, whatever. You brought back some cool shows. I'm not really going to fault you on that. But speaking of things that people want to fault people on, I think we had the whole Simon Pegg thing where he was basically talking about his express his opinions on comic book films and the geek fandom as a whole. And I think it rubbed people the wrong way. I think it's definitely a interesting article if you want to read up on it. But essentially the gist of it basically had him basically talking about how from his generation things of that kind of culture have changed. They become more mainstream, and at the same time, with it being mainstream, you've kind of got people who have obviously been introduced to it, but at the same time there doesn't seem to be too much of a realistic approach to these things. But at the same time, people are looking at these obviously fictional and fantastic and amazing and fun things as being the real things that make the money, instead of I guess as he puts it, intellectual films, like I think he mentions Ex Machina, and Mad Max being a film that definitely has definitely a kind of sit down and go, yes, I like this, and Mad Max being a woo kind of film, which you'll hear that once again later on in this podcast.
Yes,
but as to whether we agree on him, I kind of agree to what he says.
The thing, this is something I've been feeling like for a while. There's been too much of it. Like it is being silly.
Marvelitis.
Yeah, Marvelitis. It's too much, and then obviously DC's doing that, and then soon, they'll probably.
Now everyone got to make a universe in this kind of stuff, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah,
it's not contributing to original and different material.
He makes a good point, and I think when it was kind of sharpened up, because I think people are so quick to jump on anyone who has an opinion nowadays, which is great, because on this podcast we can say anything, and unfortunately it doesn't seem anyone's ever going to hear these. So
it'd be great.
If I'm 50 and I'm getting someone going, "Oh, your opinion's wrong," I'm gonna be laughing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we really don't care about that.
And that's how you should be when it comes to your opinion. But so many people want to get on other people's opinions. I mean. He's not stating like this is fact. He's not the president of all geek fandom.
He's saying this is how he feels.
This is how he feels.
Yeah.
Guys, come on.
You can feel a different way, but not attack him.
Exactly. It's fine. You can disagree.
Yeah.
It's fine. You can agree. It's fine. Just don't be an idiot about it.
Exactly.
It's always good. Speaking of some... I don't know. Would you feel this is a dumb idea?
A dumb idea or a ridiculously stupid idea?
Which one? I'm saying a ridiculously kind of awesome, I kind of want to see what it's like podcast thing.
See, the thing here is, I would not. The whole situation of this, which, I'm going to say it, it's a death simulator, okay? In New Theme Park in China, they're doing this simulator where you can experience what it's like to be cremated. A situation like that does not ring well for me.
Especially if you're claustrophobic.
I was claustrophobic for most of my young life.
And feared death and fire.
Yeah, I also feared fire. So, going from that, it seems like some sort of trigger for me. Like, no, I'm not going back there. And I don't want to be enclosed in some space and set on fire. This is not my experience. Especially
as soon as it seems to be a part of this kind of attraction over in China.
Yeah.
Where it's essentially trying to fight off death, but you'll be cremated anyway, which is very odd.
It seems to be a very depressing subject matter there. Like it's literally the fact of, fight back as much as you want, you're still dying.
Which is fine.
Yeah, but. Making people face their mortality in an experience that's supposed to be fun is not something I really like.
It was weird. I mean, I can't wait for someone to take their iPhone on this and just kind of film the experience. I think it's going to be pretty funny.
Yeah, GoPro that. A lot of people will.
Phone, innit?
Yeah. Imagine that, like, someone's going to end up doing #selfie, #dead. You can tell. Someone's going to do that.
I'm pretty... someone has done that.
Seriously?
I'm pretty sure there was the fucking stupid ass kid who went to a funeral and took a picture with their
with their
dead
nan.
relative, and it was like, I love you, Gran, and it's like,
yeah.
Oh, fucking disrespectful.
And he's just like smiling.
I mean, it's kind of horrible to look at.
It is, but Yeah, it seems like an experience that some people are interested in. I usually find morbid things interesting, but this is a big no-no for me.
Pretty much. It was a shame. But and kind of summing up our last kind of just small little topic before we move into the kind of last lot of bulk of this podcast, we have the fact that on the 22nd of May, it was Pac-Man's birthday. Yeah. Celebrating his 35th day as one of the greatest video game franchises of all time.
Which I'm happy Pac-Man is still getting celebrated. It's good. Yeah, it was one of those, like, it was basically one of the big starts of gaming history. It wasn't the start, but one of the big ones.
One of the big hitters next to like Donkey Kong and that, and some of the other ones that we have featured in the Pixels trailer. Not that most people would know that.
No.
They might know of Donkey Kong, but they probably never played it or understood its, I guess, importance.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm glad that it's been celebrated. I'm glad people have gone, oh yeah, Pac-Man, I love that. I mean, I still speak to older people, and when I say to them, oh, I play games, and I remember that Tetris and that Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It's always a pretty cool thing to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, now I guess it's time to move on to our main two topics, which we're going to kind of get through, because we are fairly running pretty deep into this podcast, and we don't want to bore people, because we know listening to audio can be a bit of a chore, especially if you have nothing to do. But I guess we're going to kind of talk about something that has become, over the last couple of 2-3 weeks, more relevant to, I guess, gaming culture and interest, and that is the fact that we've had three
I think three
Kickstarters come about over the last couple of this year. I mean, the most recent being Bloodstained.
Yes.
Then we had Ukulele. And then
Mighty Number 9.
Number 9. Then we had
Broken Age.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that always seems to become a common thread with a lot of the people when they do their little speak on the video is that I couldn't get the publisher's game. They always told me, "Oh, gamers don't want this."
Yes, gamers don't want point and click adventure. Gamers don't want a 2.5D or 2D platformer. Gamers don't want a 3D platformer. They don't want colourful, fun games.
Yeah. The publisher essentially saying we know what's best for the gamer or the consumer, and for that immediately to be kind of questioned with Ukulele hitting its intended goal of 100,000 something like that in a couple of hours, and then exceeding that to I believe almost 1 million. Having the Bloodstained Kickstarter be at over 2 million right now, getting Kickstarter in a couple of hours. Obviously, you have Mighty Number 9. One of the fastest selling Kickstarters of all time, Jim Schafer's Broken Age.
Broken Age was the fastest until Ukulele.
Yes. I mean, do publishers really know what they're talking about? I mean,
it really seems like they're not.
No, I mean, you can't really ignore this fact that even if, I mean, first of all, you just have to look at the backers. That's 2 million in profit right there.
Yeah.
You've already made 2 million. A lot of games nowadays being released, they don't make that much.
Exactly.
And you have to remember, these are the people who have backed the game.
Yeah.
Me and Ace have not backed Ukulele or
I backed Mighty Number 9.
You backed Mighty Number 9. I have not backed any of them, mainly because of my mom, mainly because I didn't have the right credit card back then in the day. But I probably would. And well, if I had a fucking job.
Yeah.
Which, unless I got a job in 10 days, we'll see.
I also backed a game called Last Year.
Last year?
Yeah, that's the 5-on-1 multiplayer survival.
Okay, based on horror films.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, we should mention that one as well.
Yeah.
I have not backed any of these games.
Yeah.
Yet I'll be buying these games. Yeah. So you can add an extra £10-30 onto the profit of this game. So I'm pretty sure even the people who haven't backed, you're looking at a good 3 million, 4 million. Yeah. So these publishers have already lost out on this million, which they said no one's interested in. Do you think they're looking at this 3 to 4 million audience market and going, no one's interested in that? Do you think they count that as no one's interested in that?
I think that from what I'm getting, they must think it's a fluke that this is happening. That's what I'm getting. Either that, or maybe they're just suddenly realizing oh, maybe people do want other games.
But at the same time, $2 million to $4 million is nothing compared to what Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed is making. So, as further as my unfortunate point, are they literally looking at this $2 million, $4 million market going, it's not going to sell?
Yeah.
Are they seeing $2 million, $4 million as no profit?
Yeah.
What is a profit to them? I mean, we've had...
It has to be Call of Duty money to be a profit.
We've had ridiculous statements like with, I believe, Capcom saying they expected Resident Evil 6 to sell like about 50 million copies, to which it only sold about 20. I believe, I think it was Square Enix they were very disappointed in Tomb Raider 2014 being a flop, only selling about, I believe it was 10 million or something like that.
Yeah, that's a flop.
It was a couple million, to which they said it financially failed, but it was a critical success.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I mean, obviously we can look at this standpoint as people who don't make millions on the fly as, why would you say goodbye to the money? I understand, it's a business at the end of the day. You gotta make a profit. But at the same time, is making a profit worth sacrificing any creative and technical achievement?
No, the reason people buy games is because they're interesting games. They're different. People put creativity behind them.
Yes.
That's why they should continue to make them. Realise that if they're not going to make this big, massive profit they want, do not put as much money into it in comparison. Just create around it. Yes. If they've got a problem they can't fix with money, fix it somewhere else.
Square Enix had a nice streak with Bravely Default.
Yes.
Where essentially they put time and effort into just looking at this tiny little game, and it worked out well for them.
It did.
They put a little bit of budget into a little game, and they got rewarded heavily.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, they don't seem to have learnt that lesson enough, because we still have Final Fantasy 15 and all that coming out, and other games that they've just pretty much just buried. I don't really think anyone is even really looking at these games that, let's say, other than people who love, you just loud, obnoxious first-person shooters other than Sony and some of the other good developers who aren't necessarily making AAA games, like, let's say, Platinum and Yacht Club and Way Forward and people like that, and Nintendo to some extent. They've definitely seemed to notice what gamers want, even if it's just from their tree of tree. But I mean, it does bother me, because I'm actually wondering if we've reached this point where a company can actually say, especially an industry that is one of the biggest in the world, to pretty much say 4 million, 5 million, nothing. It's not money. We would rather not make that 4 million, 5 million, which to them could just be like making an extra tenner. Yeah. As nothing.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, why would you do that? It's good for your company, for one thing. Having this game out that is successful, like, even if it's only a few million, successful for you, also successful because you get the fans.
Exactly.
They will like you as a company and realise, hey, wait, these guys can make games. Maybe we'll buy more games from them.
Not a lot of publishers. And I think it's weird, because something we should mention is a lot of, like, publishers nowadays, they're usually just owned by people who don't play games or don't know anything about games, and I do question whether these people actually know anything about games at all. I mean, are they literally just reading the reviews and going, oh, this first person shooter with RPG elements did well, do more of them? Or are they just what are they doing? Are they just looking at sales figures and go, well, Call of Duty did that much, so should we make a game more like that? It's something that's does concern me a little bit, and I think we're probably going to see more Kickstarters coming about, and hopefully we'll get more successful Kickstarters like Shovel Knight, which has now solidified itself into gaming history.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, it's one of those situations of more good games being made for the audience who want them, because there is an audience for them. It will show these companies.
You don't always need a massive audience.
No,
you don't need a massive audience to create something or have people enjoy it.
Yeah.
Not everything is mass marketed and enjoyed by everyone.
And not everything should be.
No.
Because it ruins it.
It can ruin it. Sometimes it can make it better. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's weird. I think I think these next couple years within gaming, not unless gaming really steps up to the forefront, whether they're just appealing to the mass market idiots or they're appealing to every gamer, it's going to be very interesting to see how this road goes.
Yeah.
Especially when we've got digital distribution just around the corner and we've got companies dropping out left, right, and center, being like THQ and the inevitable Capcom, Sega, and Konami.
Yeah. It's already been proven the point that they will go downhill. It's happening.
It seems that way, which is fairly unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. But I guess on a slightly nicer note, does the fact that the ukulele characters bother you that they're like technically naked?
To be honest, I never really thought about it. I thought it's an interesting character design. Cool. Yeah, I'll go for it.
Doesn't bother me neither.
Yeah. I was actually confused about this, that people were saying that they were naked.
Well, people just kind of thought that because I guess they looked at Banjo-Kazooie and went, oh, wait a minute, he ain't wearing clothes.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really bother me at all.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, I just thought it was just a funny, stupid thing to just come off this depressing little chat. But, I don't know, the characters could easily change.
Yeah.
Character design and changes always happens. I mean, what they've showed off as footage is all they've got.
Yeah, exactly. They could easily like add a bow tie or a hat or a top or something, shoes to the character.
They'll add something to the character because I don't know. Even if they stay naked, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, it's just me bringing in my cartoon logic into it.
Yeah, it's one of those things of anthropomorphic animals usually have a piece of clothing.
Yeah, I don't know if this character even technically will talk like English.
It's possible they make a few like grunt noises or whatever. What noise do lizards make usually? It's just hissing.
They're fairly silent animals.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a snake, so he wouldn't hiss. So he would.
Some still make a hissing with the tongue, like some animals.
Depends on what lizard or gecko he is.
Yeah.
Not unless he's a specific one that makes noises.
Yeah.
Because I know there was a point where they're actually deciding, what noise does a lizard make?
Yeah.
I mean, a bat could easily make a screeching noise, but whether he will do that in the game, I don't know.
It's possible you could. I mean, I could quite see it as like possibly locating like objects.
That could work. It could be an upgrade.
Yeah.
I personally had the idea that like the pieces of clothing could be like add-ons to some extent.
That would be cool.
Increase them, but then again, I thought it would further encourage the idea that they were naked and now they're putting on clothes for some reason. But I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. I'm looking forward to the game, and I'm looking forward to games coming out.
Yeah, actual games coming out. That's something interesting.
But I guess now we're going to move on to movies now. Yes. And I'm going to warn people right now that it is spoiler time, because we are doing a spoiler cast of Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh boy, this film. I'm going to say it right here, yeah. If you don't want the spoilers, you want to watch a good film, go watch this damn film. Like,
yes,
honestly.
as of me just talking, we officially enter spoilers.
Yeah.
I don't really see the point in segregating a certain section for spoilers.
Pause
so
this.
check in the description and you shall see the time skip to when we are finished talking spoilers.
Yeah. If you want, pause this, go watch it, come back, re-listen.
We highly recommend it. That's all we'll say.
Yes.
So, as of a couple days ago, like 3-4 days ago, we went to go see Mad Max.
Yeah.
Fury Road, mainly because we've been hearing this film was pretty good.
Yeah, we heard some good things about it. I was interested in it from like one of the first trailers.
I was too.
I was like, this could be cool.
I was slightly worried because I thought it could easily just be like just crap.
Yes.
Mainly because I saw the trailer, and I think the last trailer we kind of saw was just a mishmash of just like a couple scenes.
Yes.
And it was just scene after scene after scene, and I was like, are they showing the best bits of the film? Oh no.
And a glorious thing, the scenes in the trailers were probably the first like 10 to 25 minutes.
10 to something minutes of it.
Yeah.
I don't think they showed they don't really show that many scenes from the end like section of the film. And I mean, the film was just, I wouldn't really say a return to form for the series, but I would say a return to form for filmmaking to some extent. It just captured that just fun.
Yeah. I've watched the previous Mad Max, and to be honest, I'll probably say this is the best. I really would. I mean, I did enjoy them, but it really is the most enjoyable one. I'd say it's got the most enjoyable characters.
Yeah.
And even some of the action is the best.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that this film is really getting praise upon, is the action and the set pieces. They are really like a massive spectacle to behold. I mean, we kind of have like three main, I guess we say, three main scenes where this kind of happens. We have the beginning scene, which obviously you see, which obviously the bit where they kind of go after,
Imperator Furiosa.
Imperator Furiosa, yes, in Furiosa. As she's pretty much slugging out Sam, who is our main villain.
Yeah.
His perfect breed of females or women or humans or whatever you would call them.
They were his perfect women that he used as breeding purposes for children.
Yeah. And he pretty much goes after them, to which obviously the previous scene before we were introduced to what we would later know as Max.
Yes.
As we kind of get introduced to another character, one of the what did they call the
War Boys.
War Boys, yeah. I was gonna say Water Boys, but there's something else, isn't it? The War Boys. We get to introduce to one of them. Who was he played by again?
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult. Who
from
people know him from?
Most people will probably know him from Warm Bodies.
Oh,
the zombie love film.
Yes, not such a great film, but I think he did a really good
job. Yeah, Nicholas Hoult is an actor that I've been really enjoying in films. He's doing a good job. And
he's doing well. This should definitely give him some really good traction.
Yes, I would love to see him in more. I thought he was great in this film.
Yes, he plays a really good part, especially in the beginning when they kind of have this sort of we're gonna go after her kind of scene, and it's definitely like almost tribally kind of thing. Definitely the way they look is very tribally, and they got like this massive
this altar of steering wheels.
Altar to steer. I like how that's like a thing now, where it's like, I've got to get my wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
Made me think of like Initial D, how serious they seem to kind of take driving in this.
Yeah.
And you kind of get introduced, and we kind of get that character and Mad Max linked to when he kind of has almost like a hood ornament, but has like a blood. Pack or vessel thing. Yeah. Which I thought was pretty cool. And we begin the first kind of chase where they're chasing down her, and it's getting crazy. She's up against like about 10 or so cars.
Yeah, I think 10 or so cars, and like some bigger were there a few rigs in that bit, or was it just her rig?
I don't know. I definitely know Sam was definitely there, wasn't he?
Oh, you mean Joe?
Oh, Joe.
Joe, yeah. I was about to say Sam. Who's
Sam? I was watching another film.
Yeah. Joe. Yeah, he was there. I think he was in all the big action bits.
Joe, it kind of was. He wasn't in like that middle one.
Okay.
He wasn't in that small one, but he was definitely in like the middle one where they kind of where it's kind of like the second time they catch up to it before they crush the bridge.
Oh, I think he was there. He was just like further back.
Yeah, he was further. He was always technically there, but he wasn't there in the midst. Kind of like the third act. But the first act is definitely, it kind of leads into I think the shot everyone seems to see in the trailer with the massive tornado.
Oh it was like the big massive desert like storm.
Yeah.
Thing,
which was really great. Really great special effects. I mean, it was special effects with this tornado, but I like the fact that they just kind of gave it that touch with they obviously had like a flashing light in the front of the car just going
there was like grit there was sand hitting the people in the cars,
chucking sand at them.
It was great.
That scene was definitely like
and it's got the line that you know from the trailer. It's a wonderful day. Was it a wonderful day?
Wonderful day or great day to die or something like
that. It's like what a day, what a wonderful day. That's it.
Which I'm guessing is going to become a thing now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they seem to have really latched onto that line.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the most famous line in the film, but
yeah. I mean, it's the line that I tell people, hey, I saw Mad Max. It was like, oh, what a wonderful day. It was like, yeah, you're going to watch it. It's like, oh, is that like really cheesy? No, it's good. Trust me.
The film has a little bit of cheese to it, but it's self-aware in the great way where it's like,
it's not being stupid.
It's not being stupid. It's not going, there's the joke. Yeah. No, it's doing a joke and it's going, it's really cheesy or whatever.
Yeah.
But and we got the second set piece, which was kind of like kind of in the middle. We kind of have a few couple set pieces where you have like the bit where the cliff kind of comes down. You got some gun shooting. People just you got those guys with the motorcycles just dropping bombs, which was great. And then you got like all the other kind of characters, like the that general guy who was in that weird like Cadillac tank.
Oh yeah.
Just shooting those huge barrel revolvers.
Oh god.
The epitome of just stupid fun.
I think that whole person and group thing was supposed to be Americans. Like, that's what I got the gist of. Cadillac for, like, style, tank for...
Well, even
like,
the top of Joe's car was a monster truck and a 60s car.
Yeah, it was that, in my opinion, typical American stuff. Like, the stereotype American stuff. And that also reminds me, something I really liked. The film kept to its Australian roots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the female characters, all Australian.
Yeah, they, are they actors or are they models?
I think they were models. Because they wanted them to be this, like...
Perfect, beautiful,
They need to be the women that...
Which works out, yeah. I mean, but those characters, I thought they were going to be, like, stupid, typical. Yeah, but
damsels in distress.
Yes, but they all kind of had their niche, and they definitely, when... I always forget the main lady's name.
Furiosa. Yeah.
When she was like... Give me a bullet, give me a wrench. Yeah. They knew what to do. Yeah. They were kind of just like, do it.
And during the fight, like, the kind of freeway fight thing between, like, Furiosa, Nicholas Hawke's character, and Max, they kept getting involved. Yeah. Like, dragging them apart, trying to, like, hit them all.
Yeah, there was a point where they kind of pushed, I believe, Nicholas's character is Knox, I believe.
Knox or
Knox.
Yeah.
They pretty much pushed him out the car. Yeah. To, like, get out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I thought that was great, and I mean, the fact that we lost one of them was pretty. That was a pretty.
Yeah, it wasn't something you were expecting. You were kind of like, she's going to be their hostage throughout the whole thing. It's like, nope.
No, I thought they would definitely do like a hostage thing, and I mean, even the fact that she died, they didn't try and gloss it in any kind of way. No, she got fucking killed straight up. It wasn't like a. Spider-Man 2, falling,
and then they got spiderweb hanging.
Yeah, it was like, no, she fell and she died, she got crushed. And even Max was kind of just like, she's dead.
That's something, that leads into, Mad Max, he kept having the flashbacks. Like, when that happened, he had a flashback of, oh shit, I've lost people.
Yeah.
And, to be honest, it's something that was good. They didn't need to focus on it. It was something about his character. Like, he's let people down. He doesn't want to do it again.
I think there was enough there. I think they could have definitely been a little less sporadic. I think they could have been a little better placed. I think using them in the opening shot with that frantic scene when he's trying to run away.
That was very well.
I think that's probably the only time they really should have used it, except for like.
Well, they used it a little during the intro. Then there was during that scene, and then a little bit as the film goes on.
Yeah, I think they could have done much worse.
I think it was like, I mean, this is going into that pretentious movie critic kind of thing of, I think as the film was going on, it was him letting go of it. That's why it appeared less often.
I think there probably are more hints to what is going on there, which with maybe a possible sequel.
Yeah, but they did announce a sequel.
Yeah, which
Mad Max: The Wasteland.
Which is interesting because like definitely goes to show that he has another story. It's not just it's not the case where I think a film does well and they say we want a sequel and they go, didn't really plan on that.
Yeah. Like, he's clearly had this planned. It's like, I want to tell these stories.
I don't know about plan, but maybe he has ideas.
But, yeah.
I would use that. But, I think there were definitely things I think people aren't necessarily talking about when it comes to reviews. Like, we did mention this scene, but we didn't mention how it looked with the scene where they're kind of in that swamp type area.
Oh, yeah.
Completely blue.
Yeah.
Almost couldn't see what was going on. Just blue and dark, which was a really awesome contrast to say the desert is nice and sunny and all this. Well, I don't know about nice, but
it was a nice contrast between orange and blue, like complete dynamic opposite colours, which it was nice. It was very reflective of the characters and what had happened over the scene. It was smart, and I didn't even see blue in the trailer. Like,
no, they never showed a shot from there, which is really good. Definitely goes to show that someone actually edited the trailer instead of just some kind of random intern just doesn't know how to make a trailer.
Like if the trailer for it was made by someone like, let's say, Warner Brothers or something like that, I would definitely have seen it. Like, you know when Furiosa's in the sand and she's screaming, that would have been in the trailer. Like that would have been, and then Max saying the name's Max. Like, that would have been in the trailer.
To which he saved that to the very end, you know, when Furiosa, you're worried that she's going to die. And, you know, he pretty much just kind of has like almost in it, as an homage to cliche, kind of says, my name's Max, as if that's going to make her go, I love you in some kind of sense. You know, she didn't. And I mean, the kind of after they kind of pass through that swampish area and you see that really weird shot with those crows is what they call them.
Oh, the people in the stilts.
Which, not that I'm gonna take points away from the film, but I would have loved to see more of that.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, I think stuff like that. Like, there were little shots of stuff. It was like, that's interesting, and there's not much.
There's detail in this film.
Yeah.
Like, even
I feel like it might be included somewhat. Like, as films go on, you'll learn more about some things.
Yeah, what's actually happened to this world. I mean, very detailed film. I mean, just looking at the cars and some of the stuff they have in it, I think
the car designs, they were like, it felt real. Like, people mishmashed.
They are
stuff.
real cars.
I know.
They are real. They got like one team to make all the cars,
and it's perfect. They look right.
They look stupid, but are post-apocalyptic at the same time. It literally looks like someone's going, "I take the hood of that. I take the hood of that," and they've all got customized, even just the insides of the cars and all that is.
And it's like, on the big rig, like that the main characters take the time in. Yeah. On the like back of the tanker, they had the front of another car at the top, and that's where the characters would, like, some of them would sit,
which is pretty cool.
It was brilliant. It was like someone was like, that'd be a nice place to like have a lookout or something.
Yeah, they literally looked and just kind of went, "Oh, how do we put things together?" I mean,
exactly.
I think the main highlight that I think people are coming over this film is obviously the finale.
Yes.
Which just went super fucking chaotic and crazy and all over the place. You had like about 50 cars intervening, and I mean, I've seen a shot from behind the scenes, and they have like about 10 other cars behind those 50 cars.
Yeah, just filming
all this stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, the people on the stilts, jumping from car to car.
You got real flamethrowers, like
the guy with the guitar, which was just like
I think he's actually called Coma.
The character.
Yeah, or he's called Coma, or it's Coma the Doof Warrior, or Doof the Coma Warrior. I think that's what his character's called. Yeah,
that was just like a really weird, scene they highlight, just weird attention to detail. I mean, that finale just got so crazy. I mean, because before that they kind of meet up with where Furiosa's I guess where she thought her home was, meeting up with these much older women
that have been surviving through the ways.
And they kind of team up to pretty much as one last stand, and even them, they kind of put in some work.
Yes.
And as you kind of see, just even good guys and bad guys kind of get taken out. Yeah. You definitely kind of feel this is the joke. People are getting killed left, right, and center. These old women are taking out people, but unfortunately they're getting like shot in that.
That's one of the bits that I felt went a bit like with some of the old women. It was a bit like it got too cheesy in some aspects, a little bit.
It was fun.
Yeah, but it was like, as the main old lady, she dies.
Yeah.
I felt like it focused too much on that. Like, it considering the earlier bit with the woman.
Did you think?
I did. Like, earlier in the film with one of the brides, when she gets, like, completely, like, killed by, it's kind of glossed over a little bit, and then it's, like...
brought back and then...
Yeah. And with that, it focused too much on it that it made it just a little bit cheesy to me.
I don't think so, because once she initially gets hit, she kind of just stays there and just kind of survives. I mean, they don't constantly keep coming back to her, or I mean, none of the other characters. There isn't a shot that keeps going, "Come on, you gotta stay alive." Because once Furiosa gets injured, obviously they're gonna draw more attention to her, and even then, it's very limited. And even after that, she's like, "No, fuck it, I'm gonna take care of this," and manages to take out Joe.
Yeah.
And even pretty much at the cost of her life. And I mean, and there wasn't no scene where unfortunately Knox, obviously she sacrificed herself and kills himself.
Yeah.
And she's still in the car.
Yeah.
She dies. He didn't look over and go, "Oh, we're going to a better place now." No, it wasn't anything like she died. So did he, which is a real shame. I would much rather have had him live. I think that would have been pretty cool.
I mean, his character was one of the best characters.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons I actually realised he was going to die. Like, it's what halfway during the film, I was like, he's actually becoming friends with him. He's going to die. I can see this happening. I mean... which was sad.
It was, but that's the thing. You actually felt sad when, as soon as I saw that guy pretty much cut off the thing, I was like, "Oh no, that's upsetting." I generally felt upset. It wasn't just an empty.
Yeah, it wasn't like, "Oh, I saw that happening." It was like, "Oh no, I'm right."
And even if exactly. It kind of goes on that. If you, I honestly, I probably in my back of my mind was like, he's gonna die. Yeah. But at the same time, I kind of just no, he's gonna live. I want him to live. He's a cool character. It's a shame because he had like an interesting arc, because we actually got to see it from almost all three specters. We
had the brides.
Yeah.
We had the outsiders, and then we had the bad guys, which he was a microcosm of it.
Yeah.
And he had a nice arc of it.
Mm.
All of them kind of saw each other's like opinions and sides, and kind of they journeyed through it.
Mm.
They became something else at the end of it.
Which was great. I mean, that bit was pretty good, and I really liked the way it ended as well, because it actually ended, which was really good.
Yeah, it had a nice ending. It wasn't too like, yes, everything's perfect in a way. It was like these people got this stuff, and Max is like, yep, no, goodbye.
He just kind of fades into the crowd, much like he kind of just enters any other like film, and he really is kind of like that vessel to pretty much just kind of, because it really was Fiosa's story. I mean,
yeah, it was.
I mean, whether you could have had the film without Max, I don't think so.
No, you wouldn't.
But it still worked well, because he always felt like the second character in this film, which is fine. I have no problem with, because it's not as if she wasn't a good character, had a good story.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of understand all the characters even by the end of the film.
Yeah.
You understand where they're coming from. But I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to the next film, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited. This one was brilliant. I'm waiting for the next one. And I know if he continues how he is, it's going to be great.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's good. So I guess it just moves on to one of our last topics.
Yeah, so, Raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I've been watching?
What have you been watching?
I actually started to watch Gravity Falls.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. I finally had like some free time after giving in our projects, and I was like, I'll sit down and watch some episodes.
Yeah, you told me like one night, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think I watched a few of you, and that got me started. I was like, yep, I need more. And I was like,
good to do that.
yeah, I'm watching a few episodes. Watch some more, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm addicted now. So I'm 8 episodes in.
Are you enjoying the series though? As many as you've seen?
I really am enjoying it. I'm loving Mabel's character. She is brilliant.
Yeah.
I feel like I have some sort of character that evokes me with Wendy. Like, she's me, but a girl in a cartoon.
I don't know. I think there's a character in the series that probably could emote more to you, but okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is this a character I haven't seen yet?
Well, as soon as you haven't mentioned them, I'm guessing.
Okay. But yeah, I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying the mystery that's like getting a little bit details as it's going on.
Yeah, Gravity Falls does a good job of it. It's not just, a lot of the time it's not just going, oh, there's a mystery. When it does that, there's actually a point. I think they get a lot better at doing that towards the second season, which is currently on hiatus, I guess.
Yeah, and when I was actually at Comic-Con, I was talking to some of Gravity Falls cosplayers, and when I was talking to them, said, I think I've watched 8 episodes, and said, I'm really addicted to it, and he said, oh, dude, you're going to love the second season.
Yes, because it's fantastic.
Okay.
I mean, if you thought the first season was good, second season, despite the fact there being 10 or 11 episodes, just blown out the water.
Okay.
In almost every aspect, really.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'm really happy you're actually enjoying it, because it's a show that needs a little bit more love.
Yeah, it definitely does. I'm going to say this. People watch it. Like, geez, please, watch it. Watch a few episodes. Like, if
definitely start with the first episode, because it's probably best to watch in episodical order. Not that it is an episodical show, but it helps. I
mean, if you've got like a spare hour and a half, watch the first 4 episodes. Do that.
Yeah, I always watch things in 4 episodes, even if it's the evening, wherever it's anime, manga, TV show, whatever.
Yeah.
I always think that's good enough, because that's like just over an hour of something.
Exactly.
Gives you just enough feel.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Do that, and trust me, you'll then end up watching all the rest, because that's what I'm going to do later. I'm watching more Gravity Falls.
Awesome. We might do it after this podcast, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, I'm really happy. I would love to have more people watch a pretty good show. I think it's probably one of the best cartoons on TV right now. This year in general. I mean, and it's always good to have good cartoons just in general.
It really is. You can do something really inventive with cartoons, and this show is doing it.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. I don't necessarily have anything I've been watching, essentially, because I've been way too busy just trying to put my life and room together, and whenever I get the internet, it was usually just to put together this podcast. So kind of comes full circle now. But I guess the only thing I have been watching was finishing off season 16 of The Simpsons, which is a pretty decent season.
Oh, good. See, we've still got some good Simpsons. You can still watch it, even if it does end.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I guess it just leads us to wrap up the podcast. But before we do, we're going to leave you with the video of the week, which is It's a Cold and It's a Broken Waluigi.
please watch this.
It's in the description.
It's trust me. You think you know what it is? You don't. Just watch it.
I guess that's all we can say is just watch it. I mean, I guess there's no other real way to end this podcast other than saying hopefully we'll have Ferret on the next one. I know we keep saying that, and he doesn't seem to be on it, but you have to remember that my room is currently under construction, so I couldn't have everyone assembled in one place, and we're also trying out a new mic, so we would appreciate any feedback on the quality of the sound of this podcast. That would help us greatly improve this podcast as a whole on this project. But other than that, obviously future wishes, all I have to say is I'm the Angry Raccoon, and I am Ace, and we'll see you on the next one. Off we the saying, because someone's got to keep this going. We'll see if Ferret does.